Mics are on. My mic is on. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Morphs in the Swamp, episode 4. We've been at this for a month, and it's a good time. As you can see, Katie is not with us again today. She wasn't feeling well, so we wish her the best and hope to see her back next week. The rest of us are here, however, and we're going to go around the table, and everyone's going to introduce themselves and their characters. I'd like to remind everyone, first of all, that we are or I am streaming from the unseceded lands of the coastal Salish peoples. Um, and with that, let's go around the table. Everyone's going to introduce themselves, their characters, and answer the awkward question of. I'm not going to make it as awkward as it was last time, I promise. Because it was so bad last time.
Now I'm curious as to what it was since I wasn't here.
If the last week was like if you could essentially body snatch anyone and live their life, who would you be? Like this one, however, is if you straight up, what is your favorite dinosaur? I want to know. I need to know your favorite dinosaur, okay? So yeah, we're gonna just kick it off with Anna. Go ahead, friend.
Not on me. Yes, I am Anna, aka Archibald Despbunny, playing Riley the Estranged. When she said it was awkward last week, she meant I was awkward. I completely crashed and burned on that question. But favorite dinosaur? Oh, I cannot remember the name of it, but I actually have a fossil for it. I used to live in Japan, and the archaeologist who was stationed on the island that I lived on gave me a tooth when I left, but it's a ocean dinosaur. It looked almost like a big crocodile with fins, but I cannot remember its name.
A Spinosaurus?
I don't think so. It was actually a really complicated name. It was not one of the ones that got cool common names.
Mosasaurus.
Possibly.
It was a big crocodile with fins. I'm just gonna be that person. It probably wasn't a dinosaur, just a prehistoric lizard. I'm just gonna but it's okay, they count. All right. Well, you had a big aquatic reptile as your favorite prehistoric creature.
All right.
Thank you.
It's my turn.
Yes.
I'm Nick. I am playing Tony, our Battleborn. And Jock, and my favorite is the Ankylosaurus.
Tanky boys.
Oh, is it my turn?
It's your turn because Katie's not here. Yes.
Right, that makes sense. Sorry about that. Well, my name is Ollie. I'm playing Javier. We are he, hims, and also your would-be kings. I mean, prince. So I would be a Triceratops. I mean, that's my favorite one, and that also, if I could morph one, that would be the one, because 3 horns to gore are better than 1.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I am Nyx. I am playing Heather, the other Estranged. As a kid, it was a Velociraptor, but as an adult, it is definitely a T-Rex because they remind me of one of my very best friends who likes to bring an inflatable T-Rex costume to conventions, who was kind enough to bring me to urgent care this weekend. So she's ride or die. She is
awesome.
Ride or die.
Awesome. Very awesome. And hello, everyone. My name is Valdrianth. I am your storyteller. I am she, they. My favorite dinosaur, if nobody can tell, are technically Deinonychus, but we call them velociraptors in the legendary world of Jurassic Park, which is not 100% inaccurate. People like to say that it's inaccurate, but I'm going to give you a movie history lesson right now. In 1988, when this book was written, Deinonychus' name was Deinonychus Velociraptor, and so Michael Crichton and Steven Spielberg did make Velociraptor as accurate as they could. Velociraptor just sounded better than it did Deinonychus did, but I do. Deinonychus are my favorite dinosaurs. Dinomorphs are best morphs, to be fair. No, to be fair, there's an entire book where they go in time and they morph dinosaurs. And I'm not saying that as a 10-year-old I didn't write Catherine Applegate to suggest this idea, but I fucking did. And a few months later, look at what happened. A book came out where they turned into dinosaurs. I'm not saying that that's because of me, but I'm told I like to believe it is. 10-year-old Val likes to believe it is. Speaking of teenagers and turning into things, this is what this game is about. I'd like to just kind of throw up a couple of warnings today. For anyone in the audience, I know we do have our safety tool system set up. However, there could be some times today that we might touch on mental health, including certain mental health issues as PTSD and identity dissociative disorder. So just kind of keep that in mind. That might come up today, and all that other kind of stuff. And so please take care of yourselves. If it gets too much, please pause the stream, come back later, because we want everyone to be safe, including our audience. So with that, hey y'all, what happened last time? What do you remember? What was important to you? Let me know.
We had a lovely cookout
Mm-hmm.
where nothing bad happened to anyone. Genuinely. Well, there was that one girl. Something bad happened to her. But if you don't care about her, nothing bad happened to anyone important.
Oh.
And mistakes were made. Reminders of strength were laid out. And also, Riley just was MVP and got all of the important information that we could have possibly asked for. Also, there was a lovely jock-to-jock moment as football players shared their love for one another and, had feelings. Good times.
And had feelings, yeah. They had very, very normal young man feelings. And I'm not saying that facetiously, because what happened was incredibly normal, to grieve the loss of your friend who you think is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And we say
and who the other person can't say, no, he's a dog now, it's fine.
Yeah, he's a dog now who happens to kind of be in the hospital because he's not having a good time. And it's still where our friend Penelope is sort of held up with into making sure that he is safe and protected. However, while this cookout was happening, the morning of, we're going to kind of fast forward a little bit because Heather, you are awoken to a knock on your trailer door. It's a Sunday morning, Heather. You're muted just in case. Yeah, we got you.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a loud knock or is it just like a polite knock?
It is definitely your dad's knock. Like, you know how certain members of your family knock? Like, you can tell. Yeah.
She's going to get up and go with her. What's up, Daddy?
Oh, well, your brother's transmission went out in his truck, and you know how it is. We can't just, like, go buy a transmission or have somebody touch it. Like, we need to go bring him the one I got here for him. And this is the brother that lives in Baton Rouge. So I just need you to, I just need a riding partner, so I need you to get ready and come with me. Just
sure thing, Daddy. Yeah, sure thing.
Just meet me up at the main house when you're ready to go.
You got it. Just give me like 20 minutes. Let me shower. We good to go?
Yeah, cool. Thanks. You're probably gonna drive anyway because I'm just like,
all right. Ooh, I'm still throwing some toast and bacon while I'm in the shower.
I might still be a little bit too intoxicated to deal with that, but okay.
Like, I believe in you, Daddy.
Thank you, sweetheart.
She gives him a kiss on the cheek and then goes to take her shower.
Yeah. And as you take your shower and you finish everything and you go to meet your dad at his house because y'all live on a compound and everyone believes in privacy here. He's on the phone and he has a very concerned look on his face. And when you kind of come in, he looks up at you and almost kind of waits for you to go back outside.
Okay. She'll nod and take a step out.
It takes a couple of minutes. Do you try to listen in?
Check on the dogs.
Yeah. Dogs are doing great. In a couple more minutes, you hear the door to your dad's trailer open and he lights a cigarette and starts to smoke and has a big old bottle of like not Gatorade, like your dad treats his hangover with chicken broth. So he's got a thing of chicken broth in his hand. Um what do you do?
You all right, Daddy?
Yeah.
Who was that on the phone?
It was Pinecrest. You know Pinecrest as the institute, the mental institute.
Is Mom okay?
Yeah, I'm just I'm gonna need to go there instead, and I'm gonna need you to just take transmission to your brother on your own today.
Of course. She's gonna give her daddy a big old hug.
You know, he hugs you back.
It's gonna be okay, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Always got your back.
Thanks, baby. Appreciate you. Love you. He like hugs you back like really tight. And we're just gonna sort of skip through the day. I wanted to know if you had, because you have one downtime activity left that you could possibly do on this road trip that you're doing by yourself and back. So you're gonna be gone probably a total of like 6 hours.
See,
What?
the next part of my brain wants to go into break into the tiger enclosure and acquire Mike the tiger. That's the lead part of my brain. The next part of my brain that's like, Heather's not that dumb.
Like the literal icon of the state. Okay. Like, but like legitimately,
I mean, who wouldn't? What LSU fan wouldn't?
I understand. What would you like to do for like your downtime activity? Like everyone else got the rest of theirs done, so I'm kind of giving you this opportunity to pick something. Do you need like a suggestion of things that you can do?
Yeah, not sure since she's road tripping.
So one of the things that you can do is you can train one of your attributes. So you can train your insight, your body, or your resolve.
Yeah.
You can acquire a new morph. You can start a long-term project of some sort. And you could reduce heat from the crew sheet, and I think you guys don't need to do that. You only have one heat to do that, so it's fine.
Is there a way to train one of my attributes while she's road tripping?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that which one are you thinking of training?
I don't know.
I have what is
I honestly
what
don't know
is
how she would do
Heather's
that while driving.
what is Heather's least favorite genre of music?
I don't think she has one.
Even better. Better.
Yeah.
I will give you an opportunity to train your resolve. If you could listen to Billy Graham's radio station all the way there and back.
Okay, I lied. That's not music.
I know.
That was a trick question.
No, it wasn't music. So because you didn't give me music, I was like, well, what else could you listen to on the radio that could train your resolve?
Oh God! See, now I'm thinking like my dad, like 1998, would listen to like Sean Hannity,
like the whole way, like on AM radio. That's too far. Like, yeah, you could listen to something on the radio to train your resolve and put a tick in your resolve. That's your downtime.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Okay. Like literally the worst thing you could think of on the radio in 1998. Which, by the way, there's no satellite radio at this point. Like at most, like some really good vehicles have CD players, but at most we're still operating on cassettes, and FM and AM radio.
Mixed
So,
CDs recorded off the radio.
yeah, it's true. Your mixtapes.
Mixtape.
Yep, your mixtapes. Absolutely. If you were lucky enough, you had like one of those like stereo systems that had a CD player, so you could buy CDs, and then you would make a mixtape for your car on a cassette tape from your CDs.
I'll tell you what it is. She and her dad switched trucks for the day
Yeah,
because
you had that
he's
one has
scared of her taking her busted ass truck all the way to Baton Rouge, and that's his radio is stuck on that station.
And I'm also going to assume that you let everyone know on the AOL messenger chat that you had to go over your transmission to your brother.
Yep.
And we're going to kind of skip ahead to where you go there. Your brother isn't actually home. Apparently he, oh my god, it's a iced coffee. Your brother isn't
and then
home.
my other brother was visiting him for the weekend.
Yeah, so it's probably like the two of them that just went and like fucked off somewhere. And so you know to kind of just leave the transmission there for them, like probably at his like apartment complexes.
Probably somewhere in Tigerland.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like since you can't find them and there's no cell phones to find them, you figured it's probably best to go back home to check and see what your friends are doing. And you get home and it's around 5 p.m. in the evening, which is around the time that your friends have also finished their excursion. At their sharing meeting, and y'all are all have found a way to meet with each other once again to devise a plan and to share information, at the very least, with Heather. Where are y'all meeting again? Are y'all meeting back at the compound?
Probably.
Javier, I couldn't hear you.
My bad.
Yeah.
I said I think last time we left off, we were heading to Javier's house.
Oh, y'all were going to Javier's house. Okay.
Oh, that's right. We were.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I figured it was a place that very few people actually know.
Mhm.
So,
And one of us is high currently and needs to get that out of his system.
Mhm.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel great.
So I'm assuming that like through AOL instant messenger chatting, Heather, they learned that you've gotten home and you've learned that they're meeting at Javier's house. And Javier, I'm assuming you tell her where to meet.
of course.
Awesome. So Heather, you've been invited to Javier's house.
Probably switch out to my truck if it's back.
It's not back.
All right, so I'm still taking Dad's truck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dad's got like a nice new white Ford F-150 with the construction company logo on the side.
Mm-hmm. Like your dad, it's decked. It's cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns a few heads in this redneck world, as it kind of thing. But yeah,
The
you get
company
there,
truck.
you pull up. Javier, your moms are actually, it's a Sunday night. Sunday nights is movie nights for them. And as in, when I say movie night, it is their movie night. As in, they go to the movies together every Sunday night. Yes, they don't go to church, they go to the movies. And sometimes they see the same movie over and over again, but it doesn't matter. It's a place where they can go and be in love. Kind of. Sometimes. Depending on who else is there at the movie theater. But anyway. So y'all are luckily alone at Javier's house.
Convenient.
So yeah, I take everybody up to my room to try and get ready to discuss some stuff. I envision it looking like Arnold's room in Hey Arnold, right?
Yes.
Like,
Just without the ceiling entrance because that's a little fancy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And I think I open up like my desk and pull out like blueprints of the I've been making, and pull out a blank one and try to figure out what hospital. So what hospital is the sister being held at?
The sister is being held at. There are two main hospitals. There's the women's hospital and the Catholic hospital. She's at the Catholic hospital.
Cool. Yeah, I write down on a blank piece of a big blank sheet just the name of the hospital and yeah, getting ready for the next next plans. Is everyone here, or is Heather here?
Yeah, Heather should be there. The
Sure.
only one who isn't with you would be Penelope because she's currently dealing with a very sick pupper that is also a person.
Right.
Person.
Hey y'all, how was the barbecue?
We found a lot out, man.
Oh God, they gave you the special grass, didn't they?
It was fine. Just the yeah.
That was accurate.
I'm gonna bring him some water.
Don't you know you shouldn't smoke anything unless it's from somebody you know?
I know Sam. I'm 90% sure he's not brain drained or whatever.
Isn't Sam the
Too.
one who woke up and had to go to the hospital because his weed was laced with some shit? Like 3 months ago?
Yours wasn't
Uh-huh.
laced with anything. It's just swamp grass. Like, but you know, that's just Heather bestowing her redneck wisdom upon you.
Guys, well, talk about weed is riveting, but we should really try to figure out how we're gonna kill what's her name, and flips through his little notebook. Visor.
What? We're killing someone? What?
That is that. Yes, isn't that what we agreed on? Right, we're gonna kill these people who are in charge.
We got information that a leader of some sort named Visser 3 was landing tonight to see Demetrius's sister in the hospital. They have her captured and he's coming to see her because she's a human who can morph. So
Do you know where she's flying in?
we don't. We just know that they're going to the hospital.
I mean,
Tonight.
we've only got one airport, really.
Only got the one hospital too.
Two actually, but only one good one.
Do we want to try to get her when she gets off at the airport? Or
I think we might have a better chance if we do it at the hospital. If we do it at the hospital, there are a few more opportunities to separate the targets, especially if we can acquire some doctorial morphs and have a little more authority. And what was that?
We should get Dimitri's sister.
I think she may be our number one target. She's the most dangerous if they have her on her side.
Mm-hmm. If she can morph like us, she could be anyone.
This Visser 3, do we know what they look like or who they are?
No, not at all. And we have to keep in mind.
How are we supposed to kill somebody if we don't know what they look like?
If we manage to observe the sister for long enough, they're going to be meeting with the leader eventually. So I think our main goal should be to get someone in the room, or at least in the hospital, to keep an eye on the sister until we can figure it out. We could take shifts. We could take turns swapping out.
We found out today that, I mean, they have people in the National Guard. It's who knows how many people in the hospital are them as well.
True.
We should. Riley, you work at the zoo.
My mom does, but yeah.
Sorry, go say something, Heather.
Are you okay, Nick? out of character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Just
I'm
checking.
fine.
Yeah, just checking with you.
I'm acting a little more drunk than high, which isn't quite
Okay.
perfect, but you know,
Okay, just checking that
it's
this
been
was
a
like
while.
like you were acting. Sorry.
Fully, yeah.
Okay.
Here's the question though. If they have a bunch of people in the hospitals who are being controlled, are they gonna know if we acquire a morph from them? Would that blow our cover?
It seems like when we acquire a morph, they don't remember anything from the moments before. So at the very least, we could, as long as we pretend to keep the conversation going, we should be fine as long as other people don't see. It might also be a really good opportunity if we have the chance or if we need to if we get in the chance to take out an enemy and we need to keep them calm for a few moments, someone could try to acquire them, and then while they're in their state, finish the job.
And remember that we can only do that if we're not morphed, if we're just us, and that exposes us.
Right.
Are we sure we don't want to try to get them when they get to the airport?
But we
I
wouldn't
don't-
know which one to get at that point.
We have like one runway. I mean, I could figure it out, huh?
I'm not convinced that they should be our main target. I feel like Demetrius' sister is the bigger threat right now.
I mean, she's a morpher.
Also, if we can do what Javier wanted to do with with people, we can capture her and then have someone on our side who can teach us stuff. Maybe even help Dimitri.
Yeah, I think getting her back, or at least keeping her from being a threat, is got to be priority one. And then we can also figure out who Visor 3 is, considering they might be one of the leaders.
And she is currently infected. So she is not currently an ally. So if we capture her, we need to remember that she's infested.
Which means we should probably get something in case she turns into like a bear or something.
Yeah, Demetrius told us we can starve them out, but how do we keep somebody confined who we don't know what she can turn into? She could turn into a mouse or a bug. How are we going to keep that confined?
My first thought is tranquilizers, but if you have a horse tranquilizer and you give it to a mouse, you're probably going to kill it.
We don't need horse tranquilizer. If we are in the hospital, we can get actual anesthetic if we take the right form.
But do you know how to administer that or how much we need? I mean, none of us have that experience.
If you're the brains, whatever you come up with, we'll go with it.
I think whether we know how to properly administer it, it's better to have than not as a last resort. And I think this might as well be a way to improve our stock and our inventory while we also hopefully collect Dimitri's sister.
All right. So how do we want to get in? Start from the beginning.
Before we go, none of us have shapes right now that can hold up in a fight. I think we need to get something more dangerous before then.
I agree.
What about something smaller for stealth for getting in too?
Around this time, Javier, your phone rings.
Shit. Okay. Don't say anything. I pick up my phone. Hello.
Hello. Is this the what is your head of household's last name? The guardian, we'll just say the guardian of Javier, insert last name. It's a masculine voice. You sort of you actually recognize the voice. It's your school counselor.
No, Dr. Apatry isn't here at the moment. Can I take a message?
I'm just calling to inform that the student body of St. Bernard's High School will not be meeting tomorrow. He says we're giving the students another day off for grievances' sakes.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting us know. I will give this message to Dr. Apatry at the earliest convenience.
All right, thank you. And he like hangs up.
Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have school tomorrow.
That's some good news, I guess.
I don't know if it is. If they're doing these events at the school in the football field, then they have operatives in the school. It would have been nice to be able to try and infiltrate that. I don't know. We one thing at a time, I suppose. One thing at a time.
We Riley got a bird, the little bird,
The crow.
Heather.
Oh, it's called a crow, but yes.
That be. What about like a mouse?
I'm sure we could find a mouse.
I mean, we could just go to the pet store for that. Easy.
I was also hoping, as evidenced by earlier today, I'm not exactly physically skilled, and I would love to acquire something with a little more heft. I think at the zoo there's a gorilla.
Yeah, and oddly enough, like lucky for y'all, you would also know that so just like kind of if you look at the map of the city that I sent y'all, the zoo, the baseball complex, and the hospital are like all within like 2 blocks of each other.
How convenient.
And I'm not making this up. This is legitimately how it's built in this town. Like but yeah, so you could feasibly get into the zoo after shutdown and then immediately go into your kidnapping operation.
Actually, if we're at the zoo with my current morph, I could probably find a cat or a mouse.
Yeah.
There's also rodents
Oh.
at the zoo. Like there's rodents at the zoo.
Yeah.
Like you can't just like in cages. There are rodents at the
Yeah.
zoo. They have to feed the
They
reptiles.
gotta feed the snakes somehow.
Yeah, they gotta feed the snakes somehow.
Do you mind if I ask for a quick reminder? Transforming heals you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it also sober you up?
It could.
Are you asking this out loud?
Yeah, I say that it could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Canonly, there was a character that caught rabies and morphed into a creature that couldn't incubate rabies, and thus the rabies died. So I think if
But wait, if other wounds just heal, they don't transfer. Never mind. I don't want to know the science involved in Animorphs.
Don't think too hard about it.
Don't think too hard about it. Just wait till we get to Z space, okay? Like
Cool. I'm sure I'll have no questions, concerns, or comments about Z space.
please just don't turn into mosquitoes for me, okay? Like,
And now I bet if someone turned into a mosquito, we could get in there easy.
You know, that seems like a great idea.
there's plenty of mosquitoes in Louisiana for you.
Probably one right now.
Mhm.
No, you gotta like not kill it.
Anyway,
Sounds like the zoo then.
It sounds like the zoo is the next stop.
there you go. You probably have about a couple of hours for the zoo to sort of clear out of both workers and because like it's probably at this time probably around 7 p.m. the zoo is closing, so you just have workers doing like Riley, you know essentially how everything works on a Sunday. So this sounds like we are starting and jumping into doing our engagement roll. And we're gonna cut into the engagement. So let's look to see what we need to do for this engagement. First of all, we need to decide what kind of mission are you guys planning. Are you doing an assault, deception, stealth? I don't want to say whatever we decided what the occult thing was. Social or transport?
I mean, we're just trying to get in and get out with some morphs, right?
I like stealth is our best bet.
The stealth
Yeah.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
And as a reminder, I'm actually gonna frame this for the sake of like time. And correct me if I'm wrong, that y'all are going essentially from the zoo after you acquire your animals to the hospital to take to kidnap Danielle, right?
Which is hopefully
That's
another
like
stealth heist. But yes.
I'm counting it as the same heist.
Oh.
Essentially. Yeah, I'm counting it as the same heist. All right, cool.
Super heist.
It's a super heist. It's definitely a super heist. All right, cool. So you get a base fortune of 1d for your roll. Is the operation particularly bold or daring? You're gonna kidnap
Extremely.
somebody. Extremely bold
Yeah.
and daring. Yeah. Does
There's
the
a visor
plans
involved.
We don't know what that means yet, though.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
We hope so. We don't actually have enough information to know if that's true.
I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like this is not where they're weakest. I feel like this is one of their strong points, strongholds. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Out of character, I agree. In character, I'm hopeful.
Yeah. Okay, so we won't count. Do your friends or contacts provide aid or insight?
Portion.
No, I say that they do because you
Oh,
have the
yeah, the
ability to
zoo.
get into the zoo to get these powerful morphs, which
Yeah.
the contacts, being Riley's mom, has provided this insight.
Yeah.
Or Riley
I didn't
herself.
think about that.
Yeah. Target is definitely not a lower tier. No district modifiers. Let's see if you have any disadvantage. Is the operation overly complex? Contingent on many factors. Yes. Is the target strong against this approach? No, they have no particular defenses or preparations towards y'all. Does the enemy arrivals interfering with this operation? I'm gonna give y'all 2 dice. So who wants to roll the engagement roll to see where you start this mission at?
Who's feeling luckiest?
Yeah, who's feeling good about their
I
dice
think it's
today?
Riley's kind of taking the lead on this one. So
All
I
right,
think they
Riley.
should.
Get that
Riley's the
in.
boss. Take it.
Get
I
that
was the one who rolled the
engagement
last one
roll.
that didn't go well.
Oh, were you?
How many dice am I rolling?
2.
2.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard.
Mm-hmm.
A 6 and a 4.
A 6
Nice.
puts y'all at a controlled position. So, and when you are in a controlled position, sorry, I am blind today because of all of my things. Yeah, you're in a controlled position, so like you pretty much don't have to deal with the main obstacle, the first major obstacle essentially, which is getting into the zoo. Riley knows how to get into the zoo without getting caught. And so that's where we're gonna essentially start the next scene, is the 4 of you in this very, very well kept but smallish zoo. We know we have one of you who has the interest in getting a gorilla morph. What's everyone else interested in getting?
Riley, I think, would go for something a bit more graceful, maybe like a tiger or a panther or something.
There is the very, very infamous black jaguar that exists here. There's also a tiger, but you would know, Riley. Out of the 2, jaguars have the strongest bite force. but it's up to you. There are tigers, lions, a mountain lion, and the black jaguar.
So this jaguar, how recognizable is it? Because I already have one not at all subtle morph.
Here's the thing. There is going to be nothing subtle about a big cat in a hospital.
Well, yeah, but
so
I don't want it to be clear that it came from this zoo in particular.
Right. That being said, they'll assume that any wildcat had probably escaped from the zoo. But those are like the 4 wildcats options that you have, like large wildcats that you have in there. So I mean, tiger is super recognizable as well because it's white. Because that's how zoos like to operate, is interbreed their tigers so they can get white ones. And of course there are the lions, both males and females, and there's a mountain lion.
I'll go with the jaguar.
Okay.
Tony's going to go for either a rhino or a hippo, whichever seems most convenient.
They both stay in the same sort of like area of the zoo, which is more like this open African plainy thing that they set up. So do you want to roll some sort of insights? What is the insight? Something to know something about these animals, to think to
I mean, I'm not great at either of them, but I will totally do let's do a study.
Okay.
With to go ahead and try and kind of figure out which one is would be the better choice. They both kind of do what he wants, which is be large and smash into things.
Yeah.
Of course, I rolled a 1 and a 6, and I have no rank, so it's a 1.
They're both basically the same animal. It doesn't matter. Like,
definitely.
So a rhino and hippo, they both sort of exist in the same wooded area. It's also where there's giraffes, gazelles, that sort of thing. The little savanna. There's some white-tailed deer in there to sprinkle just because they hang out. And Heather is not here for her to decide what she wants. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with I'm gonna roll a D3. And that is with we're gonna start with Riley. Getting into this jaguar complex. Riley, how do you plan on coaxing this very, very large kitty for you to touch it?
This is such a great idea. What is its habitat look like?
So the habitat is built. It has an incredibly large dome fence. So the fence, there's no opening at the top. There is, for most of the people who view the animal, there's a big glass looking room, and she actually tends to walk over and touches her paw whenever she sees someone there. Like, she's a little iconic. And through there, would be like where the keepers would go to essentially feed her. So you would get like the sort of that, like the food release cage, essentially, that normally you would go into one of these complexes, you would put the food in the cage, then you would come out, and then you would open the side that she would come and eat her food.
Okay. There's no good way to do this because it takes us 2 minutes to morph. So I would be dead before I got fully back.
Could we just get it to come to the edge of the cage and just reach on in?
Possibly.
Do we have any meat other than ourselves to dangle?
There's probably some still in her feeding cage.
I got some jerky in my back pocket.
Heather has jerky in her back pocket.
I think we'll go with the actual food. So I'm trying to think of how I would come in contact because it's glass
Mm.
aside from the cage.
Yeah, so there's like the viewing gallery, which has glass, but the rest is like a cage, like wire.
Okay.
There's probably along it, there's probably some form of like electric fence. But like where it's fed, like it wouldn't be glass. It'd be like a cage. I don't know if you've ever like seen how like they feed wild cats at zoos or at parks, but it'd be like a little separate pen that they put the food in that's closed off when they put the food in from like the building. And then when they go back into the building, they open the cage up for the jaguar to go in.
So I would need to open it up and stay in the cage.
And stay in the cage.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. This is a great idea. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. What would you like to roll for this?
The roll to not die.
Mhm.
Finesse for
Finesse.
trying to get it before it eats me.
Sure. Let's get a finesse roll and we'll talk about the results on that. Yes.
And Tony's going to. So this cage is something we can reopen.
Yes, you would open it from like the inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys be ready to grab her if something happens. Or actually, Javier, open the door if something happens, so I can run in there and try and get her out.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
You cannot fight a jaguar.
I pull
No,
out
but
my
I
laser.
can pull you out of the way of the jaguar.
I pull out my laser gun. I think we'll be okay.
No,
The alien gun.
Have a firearm on her.
Last resort.
Yes.
Last resort.
Yeah.
Does she? I know she has a knife, but does she have a firearm?
I mean, does she have a firearm? So here's the thing: like, you can have a firearm on you. When you turn into an animal, you can't like your clothes don't morph with you. So the things that you hold also don't morph with you. Yeah. So if you want to bring a firearm into the zoo, that's on you.
No, she does have a Bowie knife though.
She has a Bowie knife. Okay, excellent.
And a pocket knife.
Yes.
And like a
This
Swiss Army.
is. Considering where we are, I'm going to assume I have a Swiss Army knife or a pocket knife too.
Everyone has
frankly.
at least a pocket
Yeah,
knife. If
at
not
least
a
a pocket
machete.
knife.
If not a machete. So go ahead, Anna. Go ahead and have Riley roll that finesse roll for me, and we'll see how you're in a controlled position, and you would get a standard effect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hurt her unless it is absolutely necessary. I say as I'm shutting the door.
Mm-hmm.
I have one die. Please
Wait,
roll.
before you do that, would you like to use any of your... Do you have any
yeah.
gifted die? You
I
have
thought
at least... Anna, you have at
I do.
least 4
I do, don't
reroll.
I?
You have 4 rerolls.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
just remember
Rerolls,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I do too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Holy heck.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also push yourself and take the stress for the extra dice.
I'm
Or...
gonna use one of those rerolls.
Mm-hmm.
Not even gonna say what that was.
And you can take a devil's bargain as well.
Can I use 2 rerolls?
Yes. Yes.
I think you can use up to 4.
Yeah. Would you like to push yourself?
No, because we're going to the hospital and I need to keep my stress
Okay.
open because a lot of my Estrine abilities work on stress.
Yeah.
So that was a 5 after 2
Okay.
ones.
After 2 ones. Yeah, so that is a success in a controlled position. Let me look at my cheat sheet right there.
Thank you to
Yeah,
people who
so
gave
you
me
have
those
a
die.
minor... Yeah, you just kind of have like a minor consequence, like with the 5. So you go in and the back door closes behind you and the main door, like the gate to the feeding area, opens, and it's dark. It's, you know, it's the fall, so it's not even like twilight. Like, it's legitimately dark. And kind of waiting there, and you see just sort of coming out from like this jungle that's essentially been established here, like the reflection like of these huge golden eyes that sort of peek in and just sort of swaths over to you. And it just sort of smells you for a moment.
How close?
Like how close it's there. It's there. It's smelling.
It's there.
Like its
Okay.
nose is. Yeah, it's there.
I guess I'll wait for a moment as it smells. I'm hoping it turns away, but I'm worried it's not going to.
Yeah, she seems a little bit uninterested in the moment and will turn and start to walk away.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Reach out.
try. Yep.
Yeah, when
Do
you
my
reach
best.
out, yeah, you reach out and touch her, and she pauses as you acquire her, and she takes that 10-minute trance.
I'm gonna quickly go out the door.
Yeah. In fact, the minor consequence is that you were so quick to go out the door that you forgot to close that particular gate. And we'll deal with that later.
Oops.
So now we kind of go to Javier, who's in the mood to acquire a gorilla.
I am super in the mood to get a gorilla.
How do you?
Are
want
you
to...
just gonna like acquire primates?
Well, I still want to be able to pull the trigger on this thing.
Uh-huh.
So probably.
There you go. So Ollie, or Javier, how are you approaching this? What do you want to do to get this gorilla to come close enough to you so that you can touch it?
So the gorilla enclosures, I assume they're a little less.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're a little less secure than the tiger.
Yeah, than the jaguar for sure. So you're you can kind of get into the back, and there is you get into the back door where they feed everything. And there is a snoozing pair of gorillas, a male and a female. You know, they're just kind of rolling over, snuggling, existing. You still have like a fence. Like it's very similar. Like there's still like a feeding area.
Right.
How do you want to get one of these gorillas to come over to you and?
I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get some bananas or something, just try to make a friend.
So are you saying? So we're initiating a flashback here, where you preemptively brought bananas.
They weren't for this; they were for a snack because it's important to keep the potassium high.
Sure they were. Sure they were.
When I open it up, I actually take a bite, just like, well,
Nom, nom,
okay.
All right. So what are you rolling?
Can I roll command to try and tell the gorilla feeding time?
Yeah, you're still in we're still controlled.
Sweet biz.
With command, I will say that your effect might be limited.
Okay. I mean, I just needed to get close enough to touch.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a try. Okay. It's my best stat, so might as well.
Riley, you know that this gorilla, the male gorilla's name is Francois, and and his girlfriend's name is Billie Jean.
We'll relay that information, even though it doesn't seem important in this moment.
All right.
Because knowledge is power.
All right. Hey, Billie Jean, come here. Come here, Billy. And open up the banana and just try to get their attention.
Are you? I need you to roll.
Yep, I rolled a 2 and a 6.
A 2 and a 6. All right. With that, like you're kind of calling, and Billie Jean, she just kind of like opens her eyes and she like looks at you with your banana, and she's like, oh, and she sits up like she's gonna come, but this alerts Francois, and he kind of sits up with his, and like the physical difference between a female and a male gorilla is insane. Like he sits up and is just, you're like, whoa, and he decides he wants the banana.
Okay.
So he just saunters over, and you can see his muscles essentially rippling through his fur, and he just like sits like right there in the cage and just reaches like towards you for this banana.
Okay, I grab his hand and acquire.
Yeah, you're able to do this no problem. He doesn't seem mad or perturbed or anything. It's just we're giving a banana to a gorilla. I would also
Yeah.
like to point out that in the books, this is also how a character acquired a gorilla.
Oh, lovely. Nice.
So-
Quick question.
Yes.
How long does it take to acquire these again? Like 10 seconds or so?
yeah.
I take another bite of my banana.
No, you gave him the banana. Like that's the thing. Like it's limited effect. You could have taken another bite of banana before
Damn.
you gave it to
All
him.
right.
But you
That's
gave this
fair.
gorilla this banana. Like
Oh, okay.
in fact, when he's done, when you're done, he just like takes the banana, saunters back off, breaks a piece of it, and gives it to his girlfriend. So
Well, I am happy, but now I'm hungry.
right. All right, next, how do we with Nick, or excuse me, with Tony, what does he plan on doing? And this is a little bit more complicated because you'd have to kind of get into the field to acquire your rhino or your hippopotamus.
Dang it, I want the rhino.
Oh, so Heather wants a rhino.
Well, you can come with.
Yeah,
Right.
so y'all are tag teaming this one.
Tag teaming.
Yeah, y'all are tag teaming this one.
You could be two rhinos with like a rope attached to your horns and then just clothesline people.
Opposed to that plan.
Mm-hmm.
Except we're already rhino. Like just running into the person is.
Yeah, but imagine the image.
Mm-hmm.
There's an Ionesco joke in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I was planning to roll hunt to try and get close into there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where do you
All
go
right.
for?
What Heather was
what
planning?
animal particularly are you going for?
Whichever one he can find first of the two.
I need you to tell me
Oh.
which one do you want? I'm trying to give you the animal that you want.
I
Which one do
know.
you
She's
want?
dragging him with her to the rhino pen. She's just dragging him
Well,
with her.
they're both in the
Yeah,
same
They're
pen.
in the same pen. Yeah, they're in the same pen.
We'll go with rhino since that's what Riley wants, and
Or Heather wants. So y'all both want to get a
Heather
rhinoceros,
wants,
is what I'm hearing. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Double rhinos. By the way, gorilla and jaguar are worth 2 on your load. I'm assuming I forgot for y'all to declare your morph load, so y'all just go ahead and declare your morph load right now. But okay, what are you rolling? Hunt?
I was gonna do a hunt.
All right, let's do a hunt. Do y'all want to make 2 separate rolls if y'all are going for the same animal, or do y'all want to make a single roll and have one of you help each other?
Up to you, Nick.
How do you want to do it? You want like one of us distracted while the other gets it and then swap, or what you think?
Sounds like distracting a rhinoceros.
I
is very
prefer not to distract the rhinoceros. I'd prefer us sneak up on it and hopefully not perturb it.
All right, how much hunting you do?
Some.
You good at sneaking?
Better than I look.
How high are you still?
It sort of teetered off a little bit. Yeah.
It's been a few hours,
Yeah.
so
How many fingers am I holding up?
I mean, you can go in there on your own if you want.
I don't know. I just don't want to get, crushed.
What if we distract the rhino from the outside the cage? You guys try to sneak up behind.
I mean, if we could get it close to the edges to where we could just reach in and touch it, that would be actually pretty ideal. As opposed to like actually going in the enclosure.
Is this that kind of enclosure?
It's a big, like I don't
It's a
know, like do
big
y'all go
area.
to zoos? Like,
Yeah.
So like
This
the
is a-
rhino enclosure
it's
here in
like a
Baton
big, it's a
Rouge,
giant field. It's a huge
it's a
field
big field with
the-
like there's actually not that there's a low fence and but then
Yeah.
there's like a chain link fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Because
there's
this
like a
has
big
like all the
discouragement
savanna
going
critters.
up to the
Yeah.
fence, but sometimes they ignore it anyway.
Mm-hmm. I want to say,
Does it have one of those golf cart things to tool around on it?
not inside. No, like you're making this far more complicated. I need y'all to
Okay.
pick a role, and if you're
Yeah,
helping each other,
I know. That's what I wanted to know.
Like y'all are making this far more complicated. All y'all need to do is pick a role. Tell me if you're helping each other, if you're getting any other technical stuff, and then we'll worry about the flavor of the role afterwards.
What would be better for the debating between
Mhm.
hunt and prowl?
I would say like either one would work. I would give them both standard effects. Hunt, I would say like hunt is more passive while prowl is more active. So hunt would be a little bit more quieter while prowl would be
I'm gonna go with hunt
okay.
because I have more than that.
Okay. So it seems like are you helping her with her role? Are you taking the stress to
Sure.
help her? Or are you doing your own role? Okay. We'll only do one roll if that's the case, so that y'all can both get to a
So you have an extra
rhinoceros.
die.
You have an extra die. Yes.
Okay. A 6. Thank God. There's a 6.
There you go. So it is a 6, and the rhinoceros that is in here is called a white rhinoceros.
Ooh.
And there is a couple of them, and they're sleeping, and like a lot of animals are sleeping standing up. So it's not too terrible with your hunt roll to get there. There's a couple of gazelle that don't like that you're there, but they just sort of move from where they're nesting and just leave, and you're able to, you sneak in from the back where all of the safari workers would work in, and you'd be able to touch this rhinoceros on the ass, which surprises us at first, but luckily, it will go into a trance when you try to change it, and luckily, you're able to get away fast enough when the two of you are done.
All right, so we both got it.
Yeah, y'all both got it. Rhinoceroses are worth 2. Mm-hmm. And I gotta go to the bathroom.
All right. So I know our goal for the hospitals obviously to do so to get some people. But now that I've thought about it, think I'm gonna go steal a lot of drugs. Just in case.
Just in case.
Do we need to have a talk?
No, well, I mean, if we want ways to try and knock people out without murdering them, because I knocked a guy out with a shovel the other day, but that kills people. I think I killed someone. I'm not going to talk about it right now.
The thing
but
is, if you
The
want-
guy you shot the kneecaps of?
no, he's actually the person who's better off, I think.
generally sedating someone takes time, though. It's not gonna like that.
Well, it
Unless you
depends.
got like chloroform.
That is a pretty common chemical in certain locations. I know my mom has access to it, but we also have access to other things in the hospital. We might be able to get some ethanols or something along those lines.
Do we want to try to get a couple of smaller morphs for going into the hospital?
I mean, if you see them, I don't see any reason we wouldn't. I don't know, pick up a
they
mouse.
got some mice back where they feed the snakes.
With
Yeah.
picking up a bunch of stuff from the hospital, the issue there is that we can't morph stuff with us. So if we have to use our smaller morphs, there's no way to drag a backpack or
But we
anything
need
like that.
true.
I was just thinking of acquiring a doctor and putting everything in my backpack.
Doctor with the backpack will look really weird to the other doctors, though.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of doctors who backpack it. It's convenient. It's useful. It's I mean, it's fine.
I mean, I could think of 100 different things that can go wrong with this.
Well, worst case scenario, they see a doctor stealing drugs, and then that doctor never shows up again, or at least we don't. And then that doctor gets fired, and their life is ruined.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, is there anything else y'all would like to do at the zoo?
I want to steal a little plush rhinoceros to commemorate this occasion.
We're not gonna try and get a mouse too.
Yeah, we also
Where-
wanted to get a couple small guys.
Where are you going to put the rhinoceros?
I said no.
I thought it was a
drugs
good
are on
idea.
the plan. Stealing a rhinoceros, though.
I'm just gonna also remind you that yeah, sure, you're going to get tranquilizers in a hospital. You're also in a zoo.
Yeah, horse tranquilizer will kill someone. Far more likely
You
than
know they have other animal tranquilizers, right?
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. Medical grade might be a little safer than beast grade.
We get like a bunny tranquilizer, or maybe like a chimpanzee tranquilizer, because they're like closest to humans, right?
You know, sure, if we can find it on the way, but I don't know about that.
I mean, Riley would know where most of this stuff is.
Yeah,
kept.
Riley, do you know where they
Yeah.
keep that stuff?
Do I know where this stuff is? Is
Yeah,
it
you
easily
know.
accessible?
Yeah, because especially since your mom is definitely works in a lot of the care of the larger birds and the raptors here. There's definitely you definitely know where to go, and you even know where the chart would be on like dosage amount depending on animals. So I'm not. You could. I will have y'all. One of you probably do a roll just to find the correct one. It's the one that's not gonna kill someone. I also like to point out ketamine is great. I mean, wait, what? So I was prescribed it one time.
Could I roll study for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know where this stuff is. I can show you, and I'll lead everyone there. I rolled a 5 and a 4.
Yeah, so you have a minor consequence to that roll, but you're able to find it pretty easily, and you sort of walk past through the buildings, through the birds. The minor consequence, it will be that there isn't anything, there obviously is not a chart that says how much a human can take of ketamine. But there is like, oh, like this is how much you would give a bonobo that weighs, or a chimpanzee that weighs 120 pounds, right? Like at least those dosages are there, and that would be your best estimate. There is no chart of like a human being can have this much ketamine.
Based on mass, I'd say we give half doses.
Excuse me.
Doses of what?
Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, so I guess the next stop is the hospital.
I want to see. Are we somewhere near where the feeding thing is for the various animals, so we can grab a rodent of some descriptor?
Yeah,
Right, the
there
mice.
is there's also the smaller birds here as well that you could probably get, and there's the
Okay, actually,
like
never mind.
the feeding tank, obviously, where there's rats, and for the snakes. There's also the
Riley,
snakes. Yeah.
Riley, could you help me get a little bird?
A bird. Do you want a bird or do you want like a mouse or rat?
I think I think more people should be able to fly.
Okay. Is this zoo too small to have like an aviary where they have like small songbirds and that?
Nope, it's not too small at all. Mm-hmm.
Right. We go there. We may be able to get one pretty easily.
Okay, thank you.
Quick
He's
quick
very
question.
excited.
Mm-hmm.
So we were supposed to pick what morphs we're bringing along. I left both of my humans back in the closet. And except Heather, she doesn't
Yeah.
ever need to go back there.
But
But but
Really? Just,
as far as the way that this game works is that the humans, the DNA that you have, you just pick your load of how much you can take, and that's why I was like, humans are worth 3, gorillas are 2. Like, you pick that number, and like the highest I believe is 6 or 7.
Right.
And then you check it off as you use it.
okay, so I can acquire a pool and then
Yeah, and it
only use
stays
X
with
many
you
per.
yes, that's how that works.
Okay, then I will also acquire these little boys.
Okay.
I was afraid that it would like fill up my inventory as I acquired them.
Mm-mm.
And I didn't want to.
That's kind of how this is like originally written in the Morphs in the Swamp, but no offense for I love you, but to kind of go both more with the canon and the system, I have decided to rule that you always have them and they just count towards your load like normally.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
question.
Cool.
Are
What's
there
up?
any small snakes?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of small snakes here.
'Cause
Which
I'm
one?
just
What do you want?
thinking about if there's a need for a quick escape or entrance. Cause you know how snakes get in the pipes here?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, there's
what I'm-
small snakes. There's milk snakes.
Snakes and lizards are
Yeah.
really good for that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's snakes. There's snakes here. There's birds here. Are y'all real quick, y'all are wanting like a smaller bird? If I can just get some kind of roll from someone to attract or catch birds, and then depending on the roll, I will tell you what bird from the aviary
All
you
right.
acquire.
I am going to consort with the birds.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna
Trying to get
consort.
a small
Are you
one.
gonna go in and start whistling?
Full on Disney.
Yes.
I'm gonna show him where they are, but I'm not trying to acquire another bird.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Go consort the birds, please. You're still in a controlled position.
Oh, wow. That was a 6, actually. Yay.
Just a whole 6. So, please tell me how this looks. You need to tell me how this looks as you walk into the aviary.
He whistles and like holds out feed to a little bird and just like sits there
Mm-hmm.
and kind of tries to chirp at it.
Okay. Give me a second.
I can't whistle or else I would
Well, so what you end up getting is a little yellow and grayish bird. It's known as a pine warbler. It's a local bird. I will link it in chat.
I was gonna say that is not one I'm familiar with.
This is what you get. But there are also some taco raptors that seem to want your attention as well. And taco raptors is what we like to call grackles. Because if you are in anywhere where there's a taco truck, they just sweep in and they take your tacos. So like that's why we call them taco raptors. So yeah, so there are some taco raptors and some pine warblers that are hanging around on Steve.
If the pine warbler comes
Yeah.
to me first, I will go ahead and acquire it as
Okay.
gently as just reach out with like a fingertip and
Yeah, so
touch it as
you
it's
acquire
eating.
this pine warbler. It is worth 1 on your morph thing.
Okay.
And Javier, do you also want to be this pine warbler, or would you like to get a top?
No, I'm gonna stick with the original mouse.
Oh, you're gonna
idea.
go with the mouse. So you're probably gonna be hanging out. So essentially, what we have Riley and Tony singing to birds, and we have Heather. Go ahead. What's up?
I was showing him where the birds are. I don't want
Okay.
to get another bird. I'm actually
Right.
going to go with mouse. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, so then we'll say that after he is done, you'll all go together to getting a mouse is not an issue here. Like they're feeder mice for the reptiles. You're able to just get a mouse, just a typical like fancy mouse, like the white feeder mouse. It's not an issue. Which are all worth 1. But did any of like while you're in the reptile enclosure, was there anything that y'all wanted to acquire in the reptile enclosure?
I kind of want a snack.
You want a snack? What kind of snack do you want?
I want a snack. What kind of snack do I want?
What kind of
Do I
no broke
want
do
a
you wish?
sticky snack, or do I want a fuck you up snack?
There are some fuck you up snacks in
You
here.
know, there's a water moccasin in there somewhere.
I mean, there's water moccasins. There's a king cobra in here. There's rattlesnakes. There's coral.
Oh yeah,
snakes.
what type of fuck you up snake do you want too?
Yeah, what kind of fuck you up?
The
snakes do you
poison
want?
or the chokey chokes?
Very particularly, we'll say they're not poisonous. They're venomous.
They are venomous, yes.
I'm gonna go smaller, sneaky snack.
Smaller, sneaky snacks. So just a little garter snake.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah,
snack.
shouldn't be an issue to get a garter snake. They're pretty
Something
easy.
that's not too exceptionally colorful. Just
Yeah, just a little black runner with a little yellow stripe down. So yeah, you're able to get a garter snake if you wish. And then for those of you who also want mice, there are mice there, and those are all worth 1 on your
Last question, and then I'm ready
Mhm.
to get out of here when everyone
Yeah.
else is. You said that we're in the reptile zone. I'm assuming there's an amphibious zone around.
Mm-hmm.
Is there God, I forgot what it's called, that exceptionally deadly tree frog?
poison dart frog.
Yeah, poison dart frog. Yeah,
Are those
poison-
You're
around?
planning to feed yourself to someone?
If I have to, I will do what I have to do.
Aren't those contact poison? How are you going to?
They are
acquire
contact
that?
poison.
If I morph, I get healed. So that's fine with me.
I said it heals injuries.
Is poison not an injury?
You would have to turn into something that the poison couldn't affect.
Like
If
it's-
that
Because it's
makes
physically
sense.
there.
It's still physically there. Yeah.
I will put it on my list of
Which I
things for
actually
later.
have an animal to tell you if you really wanted it. It's a very, very capricious creature that lives in Louisiana that's immune to most poisons and snake venoms. It is known as the Virginia opossum. Hi, I know a lot about possums.
Oh my god.
Possums don't give a
Actually,
fuck.
we do want a possum later. Possums are amazing.
Possums don't give a fuck. Like,
I will hold off on the poisonous
on the poison
creature
dart
later on.
frog, yeah.
Yeah. I just had an idea of like sneaking up on someone as a frog and just sitting on them
And just
and
Jesus
slowly poisoning them.
Oh man, that's a thing. That
I'm
is
so
a thing.
tempted to get that water moccasin.
Also will fuck you up.
Oh. Unless you're a golden
But-
retriever, they fuck you up.
Yep. Yeah, golden retrievers will deal with any snake bite. Anyway, so that being said, just had possum knowledge at the ready. Yes, I did. I always have possum knowledge at the ready. Like, I have a lot of just random animal facts, and most of it is because of Animorphs. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Also, I don't know if y'all ever got these things when you were young. I'm young in the 90s, but they weren't called zoo books, but they were essentially like these little leaflets that they would of animals that they would send you every year, and you'd put them in like a giant binder, like, and it's just be like you separate them in
Right,
mammals
finally.
and
No,
reptiles.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes,
Oh.
I got a whole bunch of those and learned a lot of random animal facts from them.
Right, it wasn't zoo
Um,
books. What was it freaking called? I know what you're talking about though.
It vaguely sounds familiar. But
Yeah. It was a huge thing in the 90s. But anyway, so you guys got your animals, and you're able to. I'm gonna have y'all try to get out of the zoo without possibly, because there's still security here. So I want y'all to just see if y'all can get out of here without getting caught. What would y'all like to do that?
How high are the walls?
Riley, what's the best way out of here without getting caught?
Probably the same
That's
way
smarter.
in.
I mean, we could check that way first and see if
Would it be easier to sneak
is
out?
it like a roaming security guard or
Yeah, it's a roaming security guard.
Would it be easier to go out like the back door? Did they come back here at all?
Y'all came in through the back door.
I think that's the place to try first. Just carefully, slowly.
Y'all want to give me like a do y'all want? Would y'all like to do a group sneak of some sort? Possibly a group hunt or a group prowl.
Who's got the?
2
I
points.
would love to.
Any of us have points in those?
I got 2
Yes.
points in hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And I have slightly less, but still points.
So the way that group roles do, I think we went over this before, is that you pick a leader. Everyone rolls the same attribute, and you take the highest. But for every fail, the leader takes a stress. So if y'all would all roll hunt. Are you doing the leader? Cool.
I'll do it.
Yeah. So we're gonna have Heather be the leader in this,
Okay.
in getting the fuck out of the zoo. So if all of you would like to roll hunt for me, if I think that's the one y'all are picking.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna use a reroll that I have.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, that's much better.
I got a 5. I'm going to stick with it.
I also got a 5.
A 5. What about
I got double 5s, luckily, because
5s? Yeah. And what did you get, friend?
A 3.
All right, so that's 1 failure for Heather. You can take 1 stress, please. As for the rest of you, luckily with the 5, you're able to. The minor consequence is that you don't quite know how to lock the back door, and in fact, while y'all trying to figure it out, you see the flashlight of the security guard. So. This is something that you probably don't want to stick around for. And so the minor consequence is that somebody probably realized that you were there.
all right. Well, let's get the heck out of Dodge.
Whose vehicle are we in?
Whose vehicle did you take here? Did you walk?
I think we might have went on foot.
Well, I imagine we
don't
drove.
really, probably part way.
Yeah, and then just hoofed it.
Parked at the bookstore or something.
Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
walked from the bookstore or the mall even, where there would have been like some cars just hanging out late. There's a Circuit City. There's also the porn store that's fairly close, so having a car at the porn store at night, it's not, it's literally across the street from the zoo. I'm not shitting you.
Heather's car, because Heather's car will not look amiss at the parking lot.
There you go. Just hanging out at the book. That's right, because you work there. Yeah, cool. That's fine. Y'all left your car there. How do y'all plan on getting inside the hospital? What's the plan? What are y'all doing? Because we have done the first half of this score. Now y'all have a girl to kidnap.
So we know that she's still in there, right? Is she still
Mhm.
being treated, if we recall? Like, is she being
Supposedly.
Supposedly still in. The rumor is, what you've heard, the rumor is that she's in a coma. However, you would probably know better if she
Yes.
is in a coma. But to maybe keep up appearances, there's a possibility she'd be kept on a similar floor. And this is a 4-story hospital. And
So I imagine that's not probably not the emergency room, probably something more long-term
Yeah,
care?
probably on the 3rd floor. You would know.
Okay.
It's night, so our birds aren't going to see super great. But I think Riley and I might be able to fly up and try and find an open window because there are offices in the hospital still
Mm-hmm.
and windows that open.
Mm-hmm. There's also automatic doors that open and close as well. As y'all sort of like maybe go to the parking lot and kind of look around, you will notice a couple of things. It's a hospital, so there are people going in and out. That's not an issue. There is also a lot of essentially like 3 large Escalades, like black Escalades.
Like parked or
Parked.
arriving? Or...
Yeah, parked there. Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's anyone inside?
You don't know. They have tinted glass.
Yeah.
Is it possible that Visitor 3? I'm saying, do you think Visitor 3 might be controlling a politician?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, it would make sense if he's a big leader or
Yeah.
like a big celebrity or something.
I mean, there was no indication that a politician or a famous person, it's a small town and news would get arrive in your city.
Right. Okay. So there's no like hullabaloo about it.
They have control of part of the National Guard at least, so I mean,
Yeah. At
we
this
can
point,
say what kind of resources they have.
Yeah, they could hide just about anything, to be honest. Does it look okay? Can I do a survey or a study to see if there's anything around?
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
I want to try to investigate the vehicles.
Yep. Are you going as yourself?
Well, I can't go as a gorilla. So
I mean, you could.
You could.
I could.
Didn't you acquire a small bird as well?
No, I acquired a mouse.
That's right.
I think I'm just gonna try to look like a quizzitive child looking at a cool car.
Gotcha. I'm here for it.
All right.
Not trying to break in this time.
I've got a terrible idea.
Okay. Also for survey, I rolled 5.
A 5. Okay.
To break my foot.
I was thinking about stabbing myself too.
I don't know. I figured I'd break something. You bring me into the ER.
Yeah. So real quick, let's do this roll. So you're kind of looking around at these really cool vehicles, trying to see if there's anyone inside, and the minor consequences, the window rolls down and you see a guy sitting in one of the front seats here and with his sunglasses, like in a suit, and like turns and looks at you and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Actually, yeah. Are you guys like Secret Service? You guys look pretty cool. There's big old cars around here. This is kind of, you don't really see this nice a car around.
Get out of here, kid.
Well, all right. Goodbye. And I salute.
Yeah. At least you can assume there's at least one person per vehicle, just inside with that information.
Cool. All right. That's looks like that's not going to be a thing that I can look into right now. Do you guys just want to get into the building and meet you up on the 3rd floor?
Yeah, I don't think doing it via hurting ourselves is a good idea, though. That leaves a record that we are here.
Well, you never have to give your name during an ER visit. You also don't have to give any personal information. I just need to get close enough to a doctor in a private setting for 10 seconds. Yeah, I want to pull out a pocket knife and just stab myself.
Your mom work
here? Oh my god, no, we already have it. It's happening. You just what are you stabbing?
Oh,
no, but that just looks That could be construed as an injury dealt on purpose. We need to make something that looks like an actual accident. Not
It's too late. He stabbed himself. Nope, he stabbed himself. It's too late.
Javier has been proven to be very impulsive.
Yep, it's too late. He stabbed himself. Did you just like stab yourself in like your palm? Like
No,
yeah.
so because the largest arteries in the body are inward usually,
Mhm.
I go for my thigh on the outside,
Gotcha.
try to avoid the bone and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Javier's impulsive, but not stupid.
Yeah, I just need you to do a resistance roll for me. You are gonna take a harm from this, but I just need you to do a resistance roll, please.
Okay.
Probably your body. Mm-hmm. Obviously your body.
Obviously body.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
do I add anything with these, or is it just
So it is the like if you look under all of the stats for body, it would be all four of those like those gray boxes.
The gray boxes. However many X's you have in the gray boxes.
So you have
or
one.
check marks.
one?
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What about a 4?
So you will take 2 stress
That's fair.
and a harm, a level 1 harm stab wound.
That's all right.
Because if this is you stabbed yourself, it's still kind of stressful, bud. Like this.
Oh yeah,
is,
no,
yeah.
it makes sense.
So your friend is bleeding.
Come on, let me
In
get
the
you
hospital
in there, get you
parking lot.
bitches.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with him.
Yeah, we'll both
You-
go with him.
No, I don't know that we all should. Maybe go with Tony. Find another way in if you can.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's best if we keep ourselves dispersed. That way, if anyone gets caught, there's less people to notice.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, so Riley has Javier, and they're going into the ER, and who's immediately being fawned on. Actually,
I have like my arm around him, like I'm helping him walk.
yeah. I'm kind of taking some social context in. You know what? I'm not really gonna bother with it. It's yeah, there is definitely someone who takes Javier pretty much immediately. You're not they're gonna turn and ask you, are you like his girlfriend, his sister? What's
Just a friend.
okay? If you're just a friend, we're just gonna have you sit out here in the waiting room, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a bathroom anywhere?
Like one of the just orderlies sort of points over to the bathroom. It's labeled. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna watch where they take him then.
Yeah, they wheel him in behind. You're in the ER, so they wheel him in like behind the behind the doors, like the fold-in doors, and like Javier, someone you're being like tended to like you would normally. There's someone that's looking at your leg, like the neck, like your vitals are going to be checked by a nurse. Like luckily they're like, well, it doesn't seem you hit an injury, but it's gonna need stitches kind of ordeal. There's no doctor yet, but there is, a nurse there.
Yeah. At any time do they, close up the curtain? It's just one-on-one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I go for a handshake. Thank you so much. This is awful, and very, very painful. Actually, I didn't think it would ever hurt this much.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever it is, I want to acquire them. What's their name?
Their name is first of all, it is a female nurse, and her name tag says, Julia.
Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Nurse. Cool. All right. Thank you so much, Julia. You've really been great.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you take her hand, and she takes it back. She's wearing gloves.
Wearing gloves?
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull her in for a hug and pretend to cry. It was so painful.
You're gonna have to make a roll for that one, buddy.
That's all right.
Like,
Let's do this.
yep.
Let's fuck shit up and make mistakes.
Sounds like a sway to me.
All right, I got one this way. I can do this.
Yeah, sounds like a sway to me.
All right, another 4.
All right, so there is you have the chance of like she's not into it. Like she's like no, I don't want to hug you. Like you're so you have like the option of like really like forcing some skin to skin contact, which like will not look good on you. But you also have the hot option to withdraw from this action with a 4. What do you want to do?
Nah, I don't care if it seems uncomfortable or gross. I don't care about this person. I just need her skin. I just need her form.
Okay, she's gonna kind of fight you. Like she's feeling she doesn't want to be hugged. Like,
That is fair. I get that. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, I feel bad about it. This is bad.
I
just
feel bad, really bad about this, and it does not look good for you. So she's struggling to like, nope, just let me go. You're welcome. Please don't. We cannot hug patients. Like, but you're able to
especially
like,
not bleeding ones.
especially not bleeding ones. Because definitely in the 90s there was still like this whole thing of like don't touch bleeding patients, you might get AIDS, even though that was completely wrong. Like that was still in a lot of people's brains. And so but you're able to get some skin to skin contact with her, and you're able to acquire her for those seconds and for those 10 seconds. And when she pulls away and she comes to, and you're probably not touching her at that point, she goes, I'll be right back. And she looks genuinely spooked, and there is a possibility that she might be getting more than just a doctor to come and see you at this point.
cool. I want to walk away.
Okay. You need to are you going to try and do this without being noticed?
Yes, I want to try and do a finesse.
Okay. How are you flavoring finesse on this?
I'm thinking I just want to try to just be a real swift boy, just get behind from one curtain room to another. Just
I will say that with finesse, that would be a limited effect.
okay.
However, with skirmish, you could get a standard effect with that. You're also bleeding. Remember that.
Yeah. And it takes like 2 whole minutes to transform.
A little bit like the closer it is anatomy, like in you an anatomy, like the less that time it takes. But like, yeah, it takes a bit.
Okay. How about this? I want to sneak into the nearest curtain room, like just the one over that's empty or whatever, close it up, and then start transforming.
Okay, there's also the option of like the bathroom that you can probably go inside. That might give you a little bit more privacy because there's a door.
Right.
But there is also like the curtain. Like the ER is a little bit more open, and it's just curtains that sort of separate patients. But there would be a bathroom there as well, like a unisex bathroom there as well, that you could go in if you think that would be a little bit more secure.
Right. And I don't have any skirmish, but I was wondering if I could try to invoke the devil once more.
Ooh, okay. Yes, you could. To take a devil's bargain. All right, so you kind of have this moment where you're like looking back and forth, and it is busy, and this nurse is talking to the desk and is definitely talking about how she does not feel comfortable treating you, and somebody else needs to be in there. And
totally
as
fair.
you're like looking that way, remember how last time you saw a blue butterfly or like a moth that kind of glows? This time you kind of feel this presence, and you hear a buzzing sound. And as you look towards the curtain, you see like a wasp, a red wasp with a single eye. And he will help you. It will help you. But Your parents will be added to the chessboard. All of your parents, all of your parents
That's so many parents.
will be added to the chessboard.
Damn it! Why do I have so many parents?
I don't. You have like 4. All of your parents will be added to the chessboard.
Why do I only like old people?
Do you take it?
I think. I mean, I feel like they already are to some extent.
Mhm.
So I feel like this is, despite the intimidating sound of it,
Mhm.
not really a changing of the
All
situation.
right.
So I'm gonna take it.
You take it. There you go. Roll your skirmish.
All right. And with that devil, I get an extra, right?
You
Or
get a dice. Yes.
cool. 5 then.
5. All right. Minor consequence. You bleed on the floor. And you head into the bathroom and you do your transformation. And I'm gonna pee. I'm talking about bathroom, and here I am in need of bio. And since Heather is or Nixie is actually away, we're gonna go ahead and just throw the splash back up so everybody here can take a 5-minute bio break if they would like. So everybody just kind of wait for a second, and we will be back in My mic's on. Hello, we are back. Cool. All right, we are back from break. And I'm going to go ahead and cut to essentially outside where we have Heather and Tony. What is your plan on getting inside of the hospital?
Let's.
Well, you've got a bird, so do you want to try to go from up top and I'll try to go from somewhere down here?
Yeah. Meet by the elevator at the 3rd floor. It's
Doing my best.
pretty central.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to find me like a little spot, like a little crack or something that looks like where the mice get in and kind of thing.
We should go back to your truck to transform them, so these guys
That's
can't
almost
see
a
us.
mile
Yeah,
away.
the
Oh, it's a mile away. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just get somewhere else then.
All right, so y'all need
Here,
to find a
find
place.
somewhere to store our clothes, like
Yeah.
a bush or something.
Yeah, y'all are gonna need to kind of find a place to be able to do this to morph secretly because there are those 3 escalates that are there. You're still.
Oh
in
yeah, we're going to
control.
like a different side of the hospital than where those are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all are at least in a different side of the hospital, but I would like to make y'all some sort of prowl or hunt roll to sort of hide.
I like the hunt roll.
Yeah, y'all want to hunt?
Yeah.
To hunt for a place to hide, you have a standard effect with this, so that y'all can stash your clothes in the bushes.
Ooh.
As well as
Yes!
I got a 6.
A 6.
Thanks.
All right. So we got 2 6s. That's success. Y'all are fine to find some bushes to squat in and get down into your drawers and morph. And these are, one of you's turning into a bird and another is turning into a snake or a mouse.
I'm gonna go for the mouse for now.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not looking at. We're like gonna face the other way with how horrific these things are.
Okay.
She doesn't fucking care.
Oh, yeah. I just don't want to see.
Facing the other way.
I just don't want to see your body like contort like that.
Yeah. Y'all
Does
from
woman's
both
body scare you?
essentially y'all are both kind of like squatted inside of the bush as y'all begin to turn and transform, and like for both of you immediately you are shrinking, like you just y'all are jotted down incredibly lighter. Your bone, the crunching of your bones is incredibly audible from this. Both of you seem to have worse eyesight very quickly. And luckily enough, that's good because this is horrific. Heather, you feel your spine like extend as like the rat tail sort of comes out and the white fur comes across your face. Very similar, Tony. You feel your bones hollow and lighten. I need y'all both to roll attunes for me.
What are we rolling?
Attune.
Good, I got a bunch in that too.
Yep, I do not.
I got a 5.
5.
Wow. Okay, I rolled a 4 and a 5. I'm
4
happy
and a 5.
with that.
So you're a 5. Okay. Or well, you have a 4, right?
No, I'm a
Because
4. Yeah,
you're 4.
I'm only the.
Okay,
I'm
so those
nothing.
are still like partial successes with like minor consequences. And I'm counting the minor consequences in my head. So essentially what I'm doing for every minor consequence, it's a half a heat. Is what I'm doing. So y'all are at
Makes sense.
So y'all are at 3 heat so far. With all of the minor consequences that we have had going on. But y'all
That's not actually that bad.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. But y'all haven't changed and that heat's gonna come from the fact that the likelihood that you'll be able to get your clothes back after this is very low. So y'all are both shrinking. You feel these animals' minds come after you, and you are both very tiny prey animals. In a very large, more so Heather as a mouse than you as a bird, like because birds can fly and they have either easy escape routes. Luckily, there's no major predators around you. There's no coons, raccoons. There's no possums or snakes or anything like that, or cats in the area. Luckily enough, so y'all are both successfully very itty tiny animals.
I am going to try to fly.
Yeah, you can fly. You have no issues flying.
Yep. And I will go ahead and roll another skill. Let's hunt for an open window.
Okay, and I would like to point out that as a bird, you get to choose a skill that it's good at, and put.
Oh, actually, that's true. I
yeah.
actually want to survey because I decided the birdie would probably be good at surveying.
So being your little being your tiny songbird, your wren or warbler, you will forever have a point in survey. So go ahead and give me a survey. You're still controlled, and this is still a standard effect.
I'm gonna need to re-roll that because that is a 1.
Okay. How many rolls have you used? 2?
This is the second one I just.
Okay.
Yes, I've used 2 today.
Okay, so you're down to 2. Gotcha.
And this time I rolled a 5, which is another minor consequence, but
3.5. Okay, so yeah, you're able to find a open window on the 2nd floor, not the 3rd. I'd also like to point out you have the ability now to thought speak to your friends, so you can use these opportunities to talk to Riley.
How are you two? How are both of you doing? Actually, all 3 of you. Is everyone okay?
The humans can't respond to you.
They can't. I realize that. I got in on the 2nd floor on the open window on the blah 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 side.
Heard that.
Right. Heather, what's your plan?
She's gonna try to find like the nooks and crannies in the walls and ceilings and stuff and make her way up that way.
Okay, cool. What are you using to roll for that? And what are you giving your mouse? What skill are you giving your mouse?
Oh crap. I don't have everything up.
I feel like a mouse would be really great at skirmish.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that.
Okay.
But I am trying to find my way to that 3rd floor.
Okay, which skill are you rolling?
I feel like hunt would be a good one for that.
All right, I will give you a considering that survey was the standard, I will give hunt a limited effect.
Okay. 6.
All right, that is a success. You're able to find your way very easily inside. And not just inside. As you get inside, you see an elevator door opening, and even with like your little tiny beady mouse eyes, you see that this elevator is going to the 3rd floor, and you're able to just and luckily no one has seen you yet, but this elevator is going to the 3rd floor. Let's go to Riley. Riley, what are you doing?
Well, my intention was to go into the bathroom and wait, hoping that Javier had picked up on that, which is why I asked about it.
Gotcha. All right, so you're waiting for Javier. Javier, I will say that you have successfully turned into Nurse Julia. And we'll even say, kind of for the sake of pacing, that you're able, with that roll that you gave us, was able to get past without her noticing your harm is gone. So in your own teenage boy clothing, you are this girl, this nurse.
Right. I think I would try to. I think my first thing would be to go to the bathroom where Riley is.
Okay.
And try to get things moving from there.
Go ahead and just do me a quick roll to see if anybody recognizes you moving through these halls to get to the bathroom where Riley's at.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
What do you want to roll?
Sway to.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Here for it, just to be like a normal Jane, just going through the hallways, leaving the emergency room.
Walk casually.
Walk casually.
Right. Damn, another 4.
Another 4. So you get out, and I love this. And someone kind of stops you. It's like another nurse, and she goes, Jane, I didn't realize you were visiting Julia.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in quite some time. At least, and I figured I'd stop by, say hi. But
Oh,
I
hey, it's
really
good to
got.
see you, honey.
It's good to see you too.
What
Uh,
is with this fashion choice? You look like a teenage boy.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I was with some girlfriends, and there's. Oh gosh. Point is, my clothes are ruined, and there is some spares in one of my friends' cars, and that's why I wanted to see her just to unwind about this crazy day.
Oh, okay. I heard she was getting harassed by somebody and by a patient, so it was probably
So,
really good that you were there. Um, but
mm,
it was good to see you, girl. I'll give you a call later. We'll like go get coffee or something. And she like walks away and
I can't wait. Make sure you talk about this exact moment with
uh,
me.
yes.
And
So the minor consequence, I guess, was Julia apparently is a twin.
awesome. That is amazing.
And you
Oh,
just knock on the bathroom door that Riley is in. It's like in hospitals, it's definitely like singular bathrooms, right? Like there's no like, and it's just, but you know that she's in there.
I
cool.
think
Mm-hmm.
I would have left it unlocked, and though somebody else tried to come in, act
Mm-hmm.
surprised,
Gotcha.
because letting somebody in the bathroom looks very suspicious.
That is true.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you go in. She's there, and she tries to act surprised, but there's a lady here in Javier's clothes. So
Yeah, I think I clocked that pretty quickly.
All
Do
right.
you have any issues?
No, but I made this poor lady's day much worse. But hey, it's the ER. It's a Thursday. It's whatever. Well, it's actually Sunday. Anyways, you heard Tony, right?
Yes. Yeah, he got in upstairs. We need to make our way that way. Does
Okay.
Javier, does the nurse look like she's my size or
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lose these clothes anyways, so you can wear these.
Awesome.
You'll stand out just a bit less.
Yeah, I stuff my clothes in my backpack and swap them out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna be a mouse. Keep me. I guess the pockets are too small. In a bag. Here in this bag.
This
I'm
is
sure
the
I had
90s.
with
The
me.
pockets existed, okay? Like listen, pockets existed in women's pants in the 90s, okay? Like in
But a
fact there
mouse
might have
sized pocket.
like you're this big, my friend.
We had big patch pockets a lot of the time too. We were
Right.
Yeah. The big baggy pants and
This is going to be an awkward question, but how large is my current morphs, stuff?
Stature? She's probably like a size 4. And as far as her, you're asking her how big her titties are.
Yes.
Riley's bra
Can I?
won't. Yeah, like I don't think Riley's giving you her bra, but so you're essentially braless.
Well,
And they're just
I was
there.
asking,
Like,
I was wondering if a mouse will fit in my
in
my
between your
biddies.
titties. Yes, I will
All right, cool.
allow it.
I'm just saying, like, if we need an extra
Yes.
pocket, we have there's
But there's
nature's
no
pocket.
need for nature's pocket, as you have pockets in these clothing. Riley's
Cool,
pants
we have pockets.
have decent pockets, okay? Like,
Sounds good. Never mind.
but you know what? But just to clarify, these are grown woman titties, okay? Like,
Hey, there's a lot of different sizes of
Mhm.
grown.
yeah, these
I'm
are
gonna tell
grown
Javier to
woman
turn
titties.
around and I'm gonna morph into the mouse.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so you morph into the mouse. Her clothes fall to the ground. You're able to change her clothes into Riley's clothes, Her underwear goes with her, like, because they're tight enough to morph in with her body. Y'all are gonna figure out biker shorts eventually.
Yeah, I'm already in those biker shorts and a swim top.
There you go. Like, Riley has figured this shit out. Like,
My tightest underwear is still just tidy whities. I'm sorry.
So it's fine, which is perfect because they won't look that weird underneath these girls' pants. Like, and you are now a mouse. Please just roll a tune for me to see if there's any things that's nuts for you.
So many sixes.
Mm-hmm. So many sixes.
I have lots of dice on a tune.
Did you get a crit? Did you get 2 at least?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I got 3.
You critically succeed this, and compared to like the other animals, like I say compared to it, you have not had an issue turning into any of your animals so far. Like, this is easy for you. Like, you turn into a mouse and you are able to just get into the zone. You're like, yo, put me in your pocket. Everything is fine.
Oh, just don't squish me, please.
Yeah. And we're going to actually cut there as y'all leave the bathroom to go upstairs, I'm assuming, to find your way through into the hospital. Hi, Rendis. We're going to cut to Heather, actually, who has caught the elevator to the 3rd floor. And the door opens, and the person leaves. And I'm assuming, Heather, you are mousing your way through. Yeah, you're muted too, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm gonna go ahead and speak everybody and be like, okay, I'm on the 3rd floor.
As you sort of mouse around here, you definitely notice that there is, like, the person that came in gets checked by 2 guys in suits, like, credential-wise, before that they are let through.
I'm gonna pass that on to my teammates. Like, hey y'all, they're checking people's IDs and shit up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good.
Are you looking for anything particular while you're up here, Heather?
I'm gonna see if I can try to. No, because then I'm gonna find a good hidey spot and wait for my team.
Okay, cool. I will say you're able to easily go under a
And I'm gonna watch
like
who's coming in and who's coming out.
Who's coming in? Go ahead and give me a quick, like, either a survey or a study roll as your mouse.
Okay.
Whichever one you prefer.
That's gonna be a 2.
A 2? Ooh, I froze.
I can't see shit from this angle.
No, you sure can't. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just had an internet burp there for a hot second, but it looks like I'm fine. And I didn't lose. So you can't see anything. Like, the most that you can see is feet. And unfortunately, though, because of that too, someone kind of goes, "Eep! I saw a mouse!" And we are now at a risky position.
Going deeper into hidey hole. Into the wall or something.
We are now at a risky position because of that too. We're no longer in a controlled position. And as you hear someone say, as someone's like, "Oh my god, there is a mouse." As you hear that, you hear one of, like, the more masculine voices, probably one of the guards, goes, "You need to find it. Lock this down. We don't even need animals.
I'm out.
You don't even need animals here. They could be Andalites."
Shit, I'm out. She's in the wall. She's in the damn wall.
She's in. Gotcha. Go ahead and do another roll for me then.
Shit.
Like, you were under furniture, and they didn't see which way that you went. So if you're gonna go try and like leave the furniture to hide somewhere else, I need another roll.
What's up, puppy?
Like, I imagine her like she's under like one of those desks that's built into the wall, and I'm hoping there might be a hole down there or something.
Okay.
What am I rolling?
What are you rolling? That's the question. I'm
Well-
asking you. What would you want to roll to hide? To hide quickly and out of sight.
I'm gonna go with hunt because I have a lot of that and hunting for a quick
All right,
hiding
it'll be
thing.
limited. I will say with hunt, it'll be a limited effect. I'd give a standard effect.
Not entirely sure what else would work.
I would give skirmish a standard effect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try skirmish then.
You have at least one because your mousey is giving you the skirmish.
Mm-hmm. All right. There's just a minor consequence to that, but luckily you're able to like. The minor consequence is that as you go underneath one of these desks and like hide in one of these hidey holes, somebody sits at the desk to do their work.
I'm out. I am in the walls, and I'm
Yeah,
going.
you're not in the walls. You're not necessarily like in the walls, but you're there. And we're gonna go ahead and cut to Tony, who is on the second floor. Who was able to fly in. This is sort of the second floor is the maternity ward. But that's sort of where you're at. What would you like to do?
Is the door open in whatever room I'm in? First off,
It's so like you go in and essentially the door that was open was like a locker room for staff. So you can wait a bit to see if a door will open, and then I'll have you roll something when this door sort of opens up, and
Great.
like a couple of like orderlies come in, and they're like talking to each other. What would you like to roll to get past them quick enough?
You know, I really wish I had points in finesse now, but I do not. I don't know if skirmish would work here. My brain is just going to finesse. No, you had skirmish going for speed earlier, so yes, skirmish.
Skirmish? All right.
As I'm just gonna whiz on by, because birds getting into buildings is actually not that weird.
Okay.
It is night, so it'll be a little odd, but you know, there's shit I gotta do.
All right. Risky and standard.
I have a 5.
All right, you have a minor consequence.
Mm-hmm.
The minor consequence is that they know that there is a bird in here. So when it's like, there's a bird, got inside.
I have another question because I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go from morph to morph, or do we have
definitely
to? No,
not. You have to go into your human form first.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Which bites because it means I can't do what I had planned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can, but it's way more complicated.
So now you're sort of floating around here on the second floor. What do you do?
I want to head towards the elevators.
Elevators or stairwell?
Actually, the stairwell. If the stairs are, if that door opens at any time,
you kind of in the same way. You have to wait for the.
Does the door open out on or into the stairwell?
It opens out.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to actually be standing on the other side.
Okay.
It takes a couple minutes before the door opens. Go ahead and do me another roll, please. Same thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That one is a 6.
That's a 6.
I'm gonna stop rolling you red die because your luck is gone.
You're able to. The door opens and you're able to Twitter in into there, and you kind of have to pull the same. Do you? The question is that do you want to stay in this stairwell?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the 3rd floor and kind of just chill. Like at the hospital I worked at, they had the like old school railing the like rung hand railing on the stairs, and I'm gonna be on the bottom part.
You also notice where cameras are at. There is definitely one here in the 2nd stairwell, but you don't, and you see one on top at the 4th, but there's none on the 3rd.
Great.
Do you say?
I'm
Do
going.
you let anyone know where you're at?
Yep, I'm on the third floor stairwell. There's a camera going up the second stair on the second floor, but I don't see anything here.
Okay. Y'all all receive that, and we'll. Are you staying up there in bird form?
There's no camera here. No, I'm gonna transform back.
You're gonna transform back. All right, cool. You turn back. You're just a teenage boy in your underwear now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's
For
all right.
now.
The psych ward is also on the third floor apparently. So you change back. That's fine. But I'm gonna need Heather. I'm gonna need you. You have one tick on your morph clock because y'all morphed around the same time. So you are 1 of 6.
1 of 8, extreme.
Did you take the ability for the 8 clock?
It's on here.
That's the ability you took, is what I'm asking for the extreme.
That is the one.
That's the one you took. Okay, so you have 8. That's good to know. All right, so you have the ability that gets you 8, so you're able to stay a little bit longer, but you have 1 of 8. All right, cool. Javier and Riley, y'all got that message. You have your boy up there in the stairwell, and Heather is on the 3rd floor, hiding. What's the plan?
If they're checking credentials, maybe I can get into this lady's locker and I don't know, steal.
You have no idea where her locker is.
Well, is
Her
You have
there?
no
last
idea where
name or anything.
any of the lockers are at. Yeah.
All right.
And I worry that if they're looking for morphs,
Mm-hmm.
how are we going to kidnap her?
Well, maybe we just give them the morph. If they're looking for us, maybe as long as most of us are sneaky, we can get out of here pretty, unscathed. As long as one of us makes enough racket to get everyone's attention. We only need the one girl. Everyone else can, get lost. Riley, can you reach out to everybody? Can you be my communicator?
Yeah, I can do that.
I want to offer to everyone to get to the when I get to the 3rd floor to turn into a gorilla and start wrecking shit. And maybe if Tony would be so kind, he starts wrecking shit maybe on the opposite side of the hall, and if we can get the attention, maybe Riley and Heather can take care of snagging our target.
I don't relate yet because the issue with that is we're not going to be able to pull her out. A gorilla would be able to pull her out.
Okay. Then let's have Tony make the ruckus first, and then I'll ram in with big gorilla bod and pull her and King Kong my way out the window.
Have we seen the elevator? Can we see it where we are? Does it look like there's a camera in there?
There's most likely a camera in the elevator. Like, I'm gonna give that to y'all. There's usually always cameras in elevators. But there is the stairwell as well that you can go in. And you already know that Tony is waiting just a couple floors up, and where the cameras are in the stairwell. And
Right,
you have someone who just looks like somebody's sister, twin sister. That's already been established.
And it's not like they're gonna actually think it was her. They're gonna know that it was one of us.
Yeah. If we're going full on attack, I'll go Jaguar as well.
Yes.
Okay.
This is really stupid. You know that, right?
This clearly wasn't the plan, but yes, you're right.
We'll relay the plan to everyone else then and wait for their
Mhm.
response.
No. No. Do y'all want to die today? Because I don't.
It's our other option.
Get the fuck out.
Does the stairwell seem like it will hold the weight of this rhino?
Not for long, but I don't think you plan on staying in the stairwell for very long. And the best part is the gorilla can just open the door for you. So you
No,
Okay.
it's not extra enough. We can't just
I
open the
can't
door.
I
very
can't
gingerly.
reply, but
yeah.
so I'll just wait for them to show up.
Okay.
No,
After
no,
this conversation,
no.
can I have Javier and Riley mark 1, please, on your morph clock? 1 of 6.
You'll literally just hear Heather going, no.
No. So
No.
yeah, I'll just have one roll from Javier, please, to see how well you sort of get into the stairwell without being noticed too much
I know.
by cameras or otherwise.
Okay.
Mhm.
As a morph person, do I also put point into something?
No, not as a
Okay,
human.
I was just curious.
Not as a human.
Just asking.
This was made for animals that are different from you, that have different senses than you. So unless you can think of some weird sexist agenda to where this lady would have a different skill than you, it is the 90s. So
Oh yeah, we definitely believe that we have different brains at this time, right?
yeah, for sure, and that you're only using 40% of it or something like that. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, okay, I guess I'll try to. Can I roll like command and have angry resting bitch face, like don't talk
You
to me?
just want to look like a Karen just going through.
Yeah.
Sure. I will say that it's a limited effect, but sure, you can do this. Please do
Amazing.
this.
I'm trying, people. I'm trying. Okay, that's all I need. 1-6, so I'm good, and I got a 2.
All right, so you get a 6 and you open the door. Nobody really seems, because you're familiar, like, to the hospital staff here, so it's not too weird to see you go into the stairwell. They're probably just thinking that you're going to find your sister because the locker rooms are on the 2nd floor. But you're a very athletic build, so why wouldn't you take the stairs? So you go up and sort of hug the walls to avoid the cameras, and you see Tony hanging out in his underwear up on the third floor stairwell. Do you have anything you would like to say real quick before I cut to Heather?
Nice underwear.
What do your boxers look like? I don't
know. Man, I did not actually think that through. They're probably just plain colored because I don't
just Hanes
kind of
Fruit of the
remember
Loom boxer
from
briefs.
yeah,
I gotcha. Cool.
Yeah, well, not boxer briefs yet. They're just
Okay.
the like tight boxers because they don't. That cut didn't
I
quite.
thought that's what boxer briefs were.
No, they were becoming a thing at that point because everyone had the Joe Boxer ones with the smiley face.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
And the Tommy Hilfiger and
I
things
didn't,
like that.
but
Like,
I wasn't.
These
cool,
are very
so.
important. I need this image of this football player in my head in his boxers. I need to know his brand. Like,
His literal brand.
I need to know his brand. So I'm gonna cut to Heather real quick. And Heather, while you were here, the chair kind of pulls back very quickly, and like this person stands up and goes, "Sir, I didn't." And you hear what sounds like footprints, like horse hooves of some sort, like hooves, like walking on linoleum.
Oh shit.
Yep.
And you all hear, because this is a projected thought speech. It's like, bring Eder to me. Is it Eder? Yes, bring Eder 88322 to me. I need to properly discipline them for taking such an important host from us. You all hear this
I'm gonna die.
menacing.
I start to transform into a rhino.
Yeah, this menacing thought speech, as if you would hear when someone is morphed into something. And this is when Tony starts to turn into. I'm assuming kind of like in this between. Also, Anna, you might have changed back. Y'all both changed back into your normal forms as this is happening.
Yeah, and then I'm going into Jaguar, I guess, because
Cool.
that's
We'll
what
let
we're
that go
doing.
here in a second.
I
Normally,
guess it's
I'd
fight
be
time.
like, I would be into just like straight up like describing how you change into animals, but I really just want to have all three of you give me quick attunes for your creatures. And then I'm gonna ask Heather what she's gonna do in this moment because she is underneath a desk. Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
And everyone's clock resets except for Heather's, who we're gonna put at 2 right now.
That's too scary.
Can I get the tune rolls from everyone, please?
3 6s.
That is a crit.
God damn.
That is a critical success, and also
Burning another reroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a
So
4 and a 5. I'll take it.
You'll take the 5 with your attune. Okay.
It's
And
a
what
4
about-
with my attune.
Gotcha. And what about Javier?
Uh,
What did you get?
I was wondering what happens if you fail on a tune roll?
You're unable to control the gorilla at first.
Okay. I'm gonna do a reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I need to reroll. You don't
Gotcha.
need a random rhino just charging through the halls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm good. I'm solid 6.
All right, solid 6. But with that critical success, luckily, that actually busts y'all back out of risky and in a controlled position. Because that's what crits help do. And each minor, gotcha, cool. But real quick, before the cavalry charges in, Heather, is there anything that you want to do as a mouse? Or not as a mouse? Do you want to go back under this desk and maybe risk changing back to a person? And maybe turn to a rhino? What do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Surprise rhino.
She's in like sheer panic shock right now. She's
Uh-huh.
kind of shaking in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's just, yeah. Everybody hears, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Not yet.
Yep. You all, go ahead and describe to me how you do this assault then. How does it go? How does it start?
From what we talked about earlier, it seems like Tony should go first and just run down the hall, get as much attention as possible, and also get out of the stairwell before it destroyed.
I'm going to send a thought as you're opening it, and I go forward. Where are you, Heather?
I'm under a desk. Under a desk. Gonna die. Something is
So
fucking
straight
good.
up, I'm gonna let Tony know your eyesight sucks.
Mhm.
Like rhino eyesight, not the greatest. It's as
Indeed.
if you have like 70/20 vision. It's blurry.
Oh, that's about where I am normally.
Yeah, your stigmatism. I have 60/20, so it's like, what up? Like it's blurry as fuck. Yeah. So you're just charging.
I'm gonna go for the big door with the people shapes. And I'm gonna roll a wreck.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
Try not to gore anyone.
Go ahead and roll.
Or
me
do,
a
I don't
wreck.
care.
Your controlled standard effect.
Yep. I'm going to go a wreck. The rhino's wreck.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
It's a freaking rhino.
Yeah, it's a freaking rhino. Like
That's really disappointing. I'm going to use my last reroll.
Okay.
I mean, it was a success, but I have 3 dice. I want better
Okay.
than a 1 and a 4. Okay. It's only a 5, but the dice were
So
at least
minor
better.
consequence. You barrel through into the hallway. And you see the large kind of like doors that open and close. Like when you come out of the stairwell, it's essentially in a guest room, and there are a bunch of people in there. And you barrel through, and by a bunch of people, I mean a bunch of people in suits, like not the standard fare. And they quickly try to like pull out their guns to shoot at you, but dude, you're a fucking rhinoceros.
Huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you just like trample over these guys as you are followed by a gorilla and a jaguar, both incredibly melanistic in their flavor, just come in like right after you, and somebody is screaming Andalites, Andalites. There are Andalites here.
So, just a quick question: is there a kill counter that we have?
Do you want to have a kill count?
I'm just curious because we're we're running through as rhinos and gorillas. I feel like there's some
Yeah.
casualties.
Want a
But,
bloodometer?
What do we see as we come up into this?
Yeah, as you come in, like there's probably about 5 guys in suits, like very almost Secret Servicey, like, and they all kind of get between y'all and a young black woman, probably about 19 years old, like sitting in one of the guest chairs. And for any of you know Javi, Dimitri, know that this is Danielle, and she sort of stands up and goes back against this glass, like the glass window, sort of thing. And as someone screams Andalites and y'all come in, you hear a maniacal laughter in your heads. And because it's in your heads, you can't quite tell where it's coming from. But the opposite direction that you had homeboy sort of wreck, like Tony go and wreck essentially some guards down. On the opposite direction, where the hall lights seem to be turned off, sort of emerges. You kind of think it's human at first, but it's blue. It's kind of a centaur. It has no mouth or eye stalks, and as it's sort of and one too many fingers on its hands. So 4 eyes total, big almond-shaped green eyes, and then 2 eye stalks that seem to turn in whichever direction with 2 eyes on top. And as it even emerges from the shadows, you see this long tail with this sharp hook on it, like a scorpion.
Can I start firing?
You can. But real quick, it only is there for a hot minute. Because he laughs and it's like, I didn't realize that you came this far south, Andalites. It is a pleasure and a delight to meet you again. Only to hopefully this time have your due. And he starts to change. He starts to get bigger. And his skin starts to harden like he's morphing.
Out. I'm out. I'm out. Heather's fucking out.
This rock-skinned, worm-like creature.
I'm out.
The mouse is like, are you just like telling your friends, like, I'm under the desk, someone? I'm fucking
out.
like out.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Abort. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And you're gonna sort of hear another voice say something before y'all do anything. And then I will let y'all do something. the girl goes, Visser, before you waste your breath, allow me to take care of them. And as you look between these guards and at this girl, it's Danielle, you see her start to change. And the first thing that changes is her mouth, because these two large tusks come out of her face and her nose lengthens into a trunk.
Mhm.
Just to have her mouth change so she can't speak anymore. And Javier, you hear a voice in your head. And it's like, you need to tackle me through this window.
I go. Yeah. So is mid transformation, hands on tusks, pushing her through the window.
What are you gonna roll?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna give my gorilla some wreck because he's a big boy,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna wreck a window together
Okay,
with our bodies.
let's roll it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna get to Riley after this. Riley's up on deck after this.
Okay, I have a couple rerolls, so I'm gonna
You're
keep
gonna use
this
one?
in mind.
Okay.
No, I haven't used one yet. I'm just keeping it in mind. I got a
Gotcha.
5.
You got a 5. All right, there is a minor consequence to this, which we've kind of established this, and it works. Like, you barreled through, and the minor consequence is that one of these it's not a phaser like the other one, but there is a gun, and you're going to take an injury to your shoulder, a level 1 gun wound to your shoulder, as you sort of brush past and they're firing. And you hear, "Stop shooting, you fools!" And you crash her through the window. And y'all fall these 3 stories, and she's getting bigger and bigger, and she takes the brunt force falling onto the ground. And the wind is knocked out of both of you, and there's some glass shards on you. As she starts to like change back very quickly to heal those injuries. Back upstairs, we have our rhinoceros and we have our jaguar. We have 3 guys, and Visser 3 into this giant stone worm with arms, swirling into y'all to come after you. I'm gonna go for Riley first. Riley, what do you want to do?
So he was able to change very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing this for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, he's had an Andalite for a host for a long time.
So I don't know what Javier's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to
he
follow
just
his
knocked
lead.
the elephant lady outside the window and fell 3 stories. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is our main objective. There are guys with guns. How many of them have guns?
They all have guns.
They all have guns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the guys with the guns are between us and the window.
And the window. They're a little surprised, so you can catch them by surprise. There's 3 guys with guns. 2, like, there were 5 originally, but your boy here kind of knocked them over because he's a rhinoceros. Yeah.
Motherfucking rhino.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How quickly is the giant worm with arms coming at me?
You got about 10-15 seconds to react.
Okay. So I'm going to, while I'm running forward, thought speak to Heather and tell her to just get out. Whatever way you can, don't be seen. And to Tony, we need you back here. Go out the window. Or any way that you can get out, I guess. And then I'm running for the guys with the guns, because I feel like I can maul them enough on my way out to keep the guns out of play long enough for Tony to get out.
Okay, yeah, go for one of the guys. Yeah, let's do it. What are you gonna roll?
Jaguar. I gave finesse. Yeah, so finesse with the Jaguar.
Okay, that sounds good. You're gonna finesse maul them. You're gonna, like, how are you flavoring this? Are you trying to go for like a certain jugular, or?
I'm going for their arms specifically
Okay,
to make
very
them
specifically
drop
to
their
go for arms,
weapons.
and
Yeah.
you're going to use finesse. Perfect. I like
Yes.
it. Go ahead.
Go for the brachial artery. They'll die soon.
Not trying to kill people, just trying to.
There
the
are
guns
just
out of
normal
play.
human beings in there. Like-
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's a 6.
Javier's the
6.
murder hobo
You're
of the group.
successful. You charge after one of these guys, and he holds up his gun. He's a little surprised that a gorilla just tackled this person through the window. But so before he's able to like get ready to turn to you, your jaw like bites onto this guy's arm, and you can feel the bones break in his forearm because you have one of the strongest bite forces in the animal kingdom. like as far as mammals go, there's nothing that has as far as a mammal goes on land, there's nothing that has a stronger bite force than yours. Maybe a wolf, but like you just clamp down and the bones break and he screams and he drops his gun. And this is around the time when another one will kind of get his shit together, and he's going to shoot at you, and I'm just going to need you to resist that. So go ahead and roll whatever you want to resist, either with your body or your what you doing, Anna?
Yeah, it'll be body.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be 1 no matter what I chose.
Yeah.
It's 3.
3. So you'll take 3 stress as this bullet whips past you, and it gets you kind of right into your rib cage. Luckily, like your hide is so strong and your bones are so strong that it doesn't quite like hit center because he is startled. Heather, what do you do? You're muted. You're out? How are you getting out? I need to know what you're doing. How are you getting out of here?
Jump out the window, I'll catch you.
Coming up, popping open, doing anything, or
Huh?
or am I just gonna go for the stairwell?
What do you want to do? I'm asking you, what do you want to do? You're our mouse.
I want to know, can she find a way to get into the walls the way that mice do?
If you want to go through the walls, sure. There is also an open window, a broken down window. Other Doc, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. We're having some weird.
What are the chances of a mice surviving a 3-story fall?
Very
Mice
high.
can climb walls.
Yeah, actually very high. They can also climb walls.
Yeah, their mass means that they won't get a
I'm gonna
deadly
hug the
terminal
walls
velocity.
and hopes no one sees me.
Yeah. Roll. What are you rolling for it?
Prowl, I think.
Let's do a prowl. Let's do it. Standard.
And to try to get to the window without being seen, and then climbing down the wall.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
4.
That's a success. With the minor consequence. That minor consequence is that this is stressing you the fuck out, and I just kind of want you to roll me a resistance roll that is not your body. We're gonna say that it is a, what is a tune under? Resolve. I need you to do a resolve resistance because you have there's a rock alien monster worm, a rhinoceros, a panther, and 3 dudes. Like, and you have to weave your way through this. It is stressful.
Mm-hmm. So 4.
So you take 2 stress from this. Okay. But you're able to get to the window that has like the broken glass that Javier like went through. Because you're a mouse, you could actually just crawl down the wall.
Yeah, we're gonna go for that. She's scurrying like a motherfucker. Like she's like out. And she's gonna try to take a path down the wall that goes towards where her clothes are. If possible.
Okay, into the bushes? Yeah, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Into the bushes. I'll let you do. You see, essentially, Javier is straddling this half person, half elephant person, kind of as this elephant is shrinking back into a person to heal her injuries. And the reason she took that was because she could probably take that a little bit better than you could, so that you didn't have to resist that stress, and she actually took the stress resistance for it. But I'm gonna need now. What is Tony doing?
Run, Riley. This is what I do almost every day. And then I'm going to barrel into the giant thing, and I'm going to do a teamwork action to protect Riley.
Okay, what is the teamwork action?
It's protect.
Protect? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just protecting Riley.
All right. That's the
making
battle
myself
plan,
the
right?
giant rhino.
The noble fighter. In Battle Gonna Ride, you can protect an ally from a consequence with an extra dice added to the resistant roll. Yeah, go ahead and you're gonna wreck onto this. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very bad plan, but that is a 6, so I feel
you feel
actually
good.
still
Yeah,
terrible about this plan. But
yeah, so you like ram into this person, and you're this stone worm that you ram into this stone worm, and its hands sort of grab around you, and you push it back, and you can hear the cracks in the foundation of like the weight of the two of you like starting to like kind of give a little bit, right, as you push him back. And this creature sort of roars, and there's teeth that are in its face, like kind of thing. And you're gonna make that body resistance roll now that you get a +1 to, as it's going to, as Visser 3 is going to go for you.
Yeah. I get 3 dice though, so that's fun.
3 dice, yeah.
Do I still have a reroll? How did I roll 3 once?
You don't have any more rerolls, bud. So you fail.
Awesome.
Can I give him mine?
No.
Damn.
No, it's fine. You fail. Well, I'll take it this way. You take 5 stress.
Oh, that doesn't actually fill me up.
You take 5 stress because the 1 is subtracted by 6 to see how much stress you take. But these teeth are just as solid as he is, and it digs into like your cranium. And not only does that happen, but he lifts you up and tosses you across the room as if you were nothing. And you hit the back wall, taking a moment to be able to, it'll take you some time. And this is, I mean, you're a football player, but this is the hardest that you've ever been hit. And I need you to take a level 2 harm head injury.
Why aren't you writing? There we go.
At least it's an injury you're used to.
It's true. We're gonna go back. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and go to Riley because it's kind of in this scene, right? Riley, what do you do?
Through all of this, I am screaming at Tony to fall back. But where he was thrown, is he near a window or anything like that?
The way that I imagine this, like, here is your room that you were in. Tony originally went down this hallway, came back. The Visser's in this hallway, just out. So the Visser threw him across the room, and the window's in the back of that room. So Tony is actually from decently close enough to the window that is broken. What's your plan? There's also trees outside of this window if you were a jaguar and wanted to just run out and jump on a tree instead of catting it. Yeah.
I can get out. I worry about Tony.
Go.
Fuck. What is the situation with the guys with the guns? What is that right now?
Well, one of them has a broken arm and can't do anything. 2 of them are pretty frantic and scared. Like, they're at a point where they just kind of want to get out of the way because the Visser is on a rampage. He wants to kill you. if not injure you enough to have you infested.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to take a break for a moment from screaming at Tony to fall back and get out of here. And I'm going to look at the two that look like they're terrified, and I'm going to roar and at the same time in their minds just say, run.
Yeah, what are you going to roll?
I mean, I guess this has to be sway. I don't have anything in it, but
You can push yourself.
You can push yourself.
yeah. You said there are trees outside?
Yeah, there are trees outside.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm kind of high on stress. Fuck. Yeah, I'll push myself.
You take 2 stress when you push yourself to get an extra dice. Go ahead.
So that gives me 1 dice total.
Do it.
That's a 5.
That's fine.
Good.
5 is fine. So with the 5, they are no, we're getting the fuck out of here. And they run like to the stairwell that y'all sort of barreled into past. And the minor consequence is actually the viscer. And I might Anna, Riley, you see, and probably even Tony, but you have very thing like the viscer screams at them being cowards, and it's the minor consequence for y'all, but this is a definitely a major consequence for this guy. As you see the viscer have one of these like stone hands fall down onto this person, accuses him of being a coward, and then pushes him further and further, and then his other hand comes and rips the head from his body. I need y'all to roll resolve rolls, please. And if you fail, you're taking a trauma. The 2 of you, since y'all are witnessing this. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll this die. It's been nice to me tonight.
This is like the first time you've seen someone essentially be dismembered by their head.
It's a 6.
All right, you do not take the trauma.
I got a 4.
As a 4, you're gonna take stress, but no trauma.
So I'm gonna take a trauma. Yay!
No, I said you're gonna take stress, but no trauma.
Yeah, that fills my stress. My stress is full.
That fills your stress? You took 2 stress. That fills it, right?
That fills it. Yep.
You are now effectively out of the fight.
Does that mean he's demorphing?
It could mean that he's passed out. Like, you pass out from this.
Fuck.
But as a rhino?
Yes. I will effectively even say that as a rhino, because you were, for cinematic purposes, you were so close to the window when you see this happening. Javier, you hear Danielle, or Eder, go, "Oh shit, we need to move. Right now." And she's still under you.
Okay, I try to drag her.
Yeah, you get her out just the way, because when he was passing out, he was doing it next to the window, and the rhinoceros is falling down 3 stories and lands with a harm, another level. You had a level 2, you have a level 1 harm now of broken rib cages. So you have 2 harms, and you're effectively passed out. I'm gonna switch over to Heather real quick. Heather, you're in the bushes, probably demorphed at this point. getting your clothes
Not yet.
on. But you see, looking at Riley's face, like, oh god. You're not demorphed yet.
I'm not. She's made it to where her and Tony's clothes are.
Mm-hmm.
And before she unmorphs, she's gonna say, "I'm gonna get the truck. Y'all try to make it to the baseball field." And she's going to demorph, change her clothes as well as take Tony's, because evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And with her badass track starriness.
Yeah. That is true. You are a track star.
She's gonna sneak at first because she's hoping no one else, but she's hoping everyone's distracted by the other shit, kind of. But as soon as she gets to where she thinks no one's looking, she is booking it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say that some fails rolls that you have done, all the rolls that y'all are now in is in a desperate situation. So whatever you roll now, you will mark in your
we get XPs.
You get XPs, yeah. In that particular roll. Yeah. So what are you gonna roll to kind of essentially dodge traffic and run this mile to get to your truck? Yeah.
Prowler skirmish, maybe?
Yeah, skirmish sounds great, actually.
Okay. Oof. 5. I'll take that. I'll take that.
You take that.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you're like, y'all are at so much heat right now.
I wonder why.
Yeah, and go ahead wherever.
Did I not say this was a shit plan? I thought I said this was a shit plan, but
it was fine for a bit until those ones got rolled. And so you're running. This is just Blades in the Dark. This is how messy this game gets. So you take off. There is a consequence to where, kind of on your way there, you do cause a car to sort of brake to avoid hitting you. But you're able to get to your car, and we're going to switch over to Riley, actually, because Riley, you're the only one that's still in the building.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no reason to still be in the building, though, as long as I'm not within arm's reach of whatever the hell the visitor turned into. I am going to run for the window.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pull the panther's consciousness forward to make this jump to a tree.
Ooh, nice. I like it. So go ahead and give me a roll, please.
Because I don't know how to judge this distance.
Yeah. This jaguar knows what it's doing, though.
Oh, yeah.
What are you rolling?
A tune? Because that's what we've done in the past.
Ah, yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, so that it knows what it's doing. Yeah.
2 6s and a 5.
You critically success. So which luckily brings y'all back up to risky, which means whoever's making rolls up to this, sorry. So only 2 of you got those desperate rolls in. But go ahead and tick off that. But you jump into the tree, and Javier, you see this, but you got your boy down there and unconscious as a rhinoceros, and Riley jumps down. You see Heather take the fuck off. And Riley is down and climbing down this tree. Javier, what are you doing?
Can I put the prisoner, supposedly she seems to be working with us, on Riley and tell him to get going?
Yeah. She's already even changing her form again, to be even faster. You see, essentially she's turning into a horse.
Okay. In that case, what I want to do is try to wake up or otherwise influence Tony. Could I scream as a gorilla and in mind speak and just try to command him to turn back? Like wake him up enough to demorph?
Yes, or at least wake him up, to get a stress out of him. And if you succeed, I will have him take a trauma. and
Okay.
take 1 stress off. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna run over as a gorilla, grab him by the horn, and just roar into his face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to re-roll.
You also have an added dice if you would like.
This is really fucking important. I will take it. We need
Okay.
to get out of here.
Gotcha.
Oh, I thought we were gonna talk with the vizier more.
The Visser,
The vizier.
he's on top. Also roaring down, by the way. But
Yeah, I think we're better off shooting him from a far away place.
or just getting the fuck away.
All right. 3 dice. Here we go.
Okay.
2 6s and a 1.
That is a critical success. I'm gonna actually, because it's a crit success, you're not gonna take any more trauma. You're gonna take off those 2 stress, as in the adrenaline. You'll take off 2 stress and you'll probably have a trauma, and that trauma is you almost died as a rhino. But that adrenaline kicks in and you are up. You're a rhinoceros and you are up. You are daisy and confused and injured, but that adrenaline as a rhino has got you going and you are up. And there is a jaguar and a horse now and a gorilla, and you don't know what you're supposed to do, but it's time to go. Mm-hmm. Do the 4 of you take off running to the baseball field?
I'm not sure the baseball
We
field.
talk about that. Yeah, that's
best
we know that's
idea.
not a good place to go.
That's where the truck is going. So that's.
I mean,
the
we can
issue.
Is she too far to?
She's too far at this point.
All right.
But
Well, I mean, if we
I am
if
gonna
you run-
flavor this, if that's what y'all are going to do, as the end of the score, as a successful end of the score, because you got what you came for.
legally, technically, I suppose.
Technically. So that I'm gonna flavor this as y'all sort of as animals barreling down the in this small city, possibly in the darkness, and you hear sirens, but using your bodies to transform back into kids, and you see this shitty truck just barrel down, for y'all to immediately jump into the cab of this truck.
Just a bunch of half-naked kids.
Half naked kids just
I got one of y'all's clothes at least.
yeah.
Actually, you have. Oh no, because you left it.
Yeah.
Huh?
And Heather, where are you taking them?
When everyone gets in. All right, where are we going?
The abandoned or what was that place called? Sorry.
Camp Claiborne. You're going to Camp Claiborne, where they took
It's our base.
Yeah, into the base, into your. Secret
It's where we
base.
stashed Riley's car.
Into your secret base
Okay.
that they will give you directions to.
Alrighty, if y'all are sure.
Mm-hmm.
She turns to Tony. Put some fucking clothes on.
Tony is passed out at this point. Like, he's gonna take a nap on the way there. Tony, you do have a trauma. All of your injuries as people are now healed, but you are fucking shook as you sort of drive into the darkness, into safety of your base, into this old amphitheater in the forest on this old military base. And when you sort of get there into safety that y'all can't be found at, because that's what y'all have, you are left with Danielle, who is infected with other 822. Before we close off, is there anything you want to do or say to them?
Why hasn't anyone tied her up yet?
With what?
Jesus. There's some rope behind the back. See, there's bungee cords in the bed of the truck. Take your pick.
She can morph. That's pointless.
Wait. Like, she holds up her hands. Just 1 minute, please. And she holds her hand up to her
I can't
ear.
hear you.
You just cut out.
Did I cut out?
Yeah.
Sorry. That
Very dramatically appropriate.
Yeah.
No, actually.
let me just go to my audio settings because for some reason I moved away and it changed my volume on Zoom. All right, now we're back. She's like, wait, please, before you do anything. And she's dressed in like a full like leotard because she's been doing this for a while and is prepared. And she holds her hand up to her ear, and you see something coming out, and it's the Yeerk, and it goes into her hand, and she's like, I'm Danielle, and this is Eder 8832 of the Yeerk Resistance.
How do we know that that thing
That's
signed to you and isn't like spying on us and shit?
And she holds her hand out. I could squash them in my hand. It is a slug. It is blind. It is defenseless. It has no sensors.
And you really believe that that thing is what it's telling you it is?
She nods. She goes, yes, because that's what I was supposed to be doing. I was bringing the morphing cube to Eddard.
dang.
This shit just keeps getting weirder.
Can I put them back in, please?
Please, because I don't like looking at it.
And so she brings
Wait.
it, and you see, yes.
If we want to, exchange some trust, convince it to let me acquire it.
It
Yours
can't.
is fucking weird.
It can't. It can't hear you because it's blind and deaf. If you had an ability to thought speak, so she has to, in order to communicate, she has to put it back into her head, and she tells you this. If I don't see why Eder wouldn't. It's not unheard of. The others have done it before, but they have to go back inside.
Okay. I point the gun at her. Go ahead.
And she lets it go back inside. It's sort of gruesome, and lets it go back inside of her. And cracks her neck, and there's like a moment where like the visage changes slightly, like the dialogue and the way she speaks changes, and you get a feeling that the Yeerk is doing this purposely so that you can tell the difference between when Danielle talks and when they talk. And they go, I am Eder 8832, and I am part of the Yeerk resistance movement. You want to acquire me?
I want whatever advantages your people might have available to us.
I will give you anything you want to stop an invasion without consent.
Okay. I hold out my hand then.
Please don't squish me. I have a lot of answers for you.
Okay.
And it happens again. And you're able to acquire Eder. And anyone else can acquire Eder if they want.
I don't think anyone else is going to.
And essentially what happens is like she doesn't put Eder in your hand, like she holds them in theirs. In hers, for you to like acquire the Yeerk DNA. And then goes back into her ear, into her brain, and like there's this whole, it's disgusting, it's gross.
Is Tony awake, or is he still
We'll, for the sake of like levity, we'll have you sort of wake up after all of this kind of goes down. And you're now with Eder and Danielle again. I have 2 days before I starve. And we need to figure something out. And that's where we're gonna leave it. I think, because we're a little bit behind. We could wrap up for like 8:30 here and get your experience done. Yeah. Heather?
Wow.
You know,
yep.
Y'all,
I think that went really well.
Heather just,
Uh,
if that's Javier saying that, Heather just slaps.
oh man.
No, sorry. If it's Javier, well, that could have been worse.
All right, that could have been worse.
Just slapping him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nobody got trapped, nobody got caught, and nobody died. So you came really close to it.
I told you this plan.
All right, y'all. I would like to point out that I was counting, and
Oh, God.
you got a total of 6 heat for that.
That's actually a lot less than I was worried we'd
1,
have.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of. So you're now 6 out of 9. So it's not good. It's gonna take some while to get that off of you, and a lot of effort. Your rep has also gone up. So, and I would say your rep has gone up by 4 because you are essentially making connections with a resistance member, as well as holy shit, there are Andalites in this town right now. So you have definitely bolstered your reputation. Now let's go to the actual experience points. All right, friends. Were you successful in eliminating key members of Yeerk forces, do harm to a visor, or eliminate the usefulness of a specific controller to the Yeerk invasion?
Yeah.
I would argue
Yeah, we got
yes.
a very powerful controller out of their grasp.
Mm-hmm. I would say you definitely get an experience point for that. So that's 1. You did not eliminate any key members, however, or do harm to the visor. He's not going to be making a lot of more appearances, but I figured I'd let y'all shit your pants.
Yeah.
Because it's always fun to have Visor 3 make a cameo in these. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
Yes.
That's all we did. That's the only thing we did.
Yes.
No, we also had a nice trip to the zoo.
I'm gonna straight up give you 2 for that one, because so you have 3 totals. Straight up give you 2 for that one because you went against Visor 3 and survived barely, but you survived. Did you
My
bolster
dice hadn't betrayed me.
Nah, dude, failing in this game is actually fun. Like, this is one
No,
of the
it's
things,
cool.
like,
I
I
traumas.
love.
It's all good.
Like, the failure in this game is dope. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one? Yes,
Yeah.
They are now aware that there is a small guerrilla force, pun taken, in this area. So I would say you get 1 for that one for sure. So you're at 4. And did you express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of this crew? Javier was down for murdering people.
I mean,
would
yes, Javier was down for murdering people. And also we did
we tried.
We did pull together to do what we had set out to do.
I will give y'all a total of 5 experience point for your playbook. Which will level you up by 1 and give you I'm gonna make these white, so y'all will be able to decide like what y'all want with that, and it'll give you 2 extra ones for there. I'm just gonna brighten those because we're at that level. Yeah, so y'all will have another crew ability or a possible upgrade that we can talk about for next time. Let's go to our actual characters. Let's do Heather first.
Hi.
Heather, did you roll any? You rolled a desperate action, right?
Yes, you did.
You owed 1.
Yep.
So skirmish is under body, so make sure you mark off an experience for your body.
Okay.
All right. Did you tackle a challenge with clever morphing or empathy at any point?
I mean, I'm smart to be small and get the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely. I will
That's
give
about
you.
all I got.
I think you're. I think. Can any of y'all order and argue for a second one at any point, like for her for clever morphing or empathy?
I didn't turn into something big and scary and try to kill people. That's empathy, right?
But you use your clever. That's more of your clever morphing and getting in through the walls. Yeah.
She stopped and got Tony his clothes. That's very nice.
I didn't
That
leave
was
evidence.
very nice of you and
It
very
was.
empathetic of you. So
She
we
wasn't
will.
being nice.
Like you could have left his clothes.
He was trying to be
Are
smart.
you
not
arguing?
leave
Are
evidence.
you arguing against the second experience point?
No, I'll totally take
Okay.
it.
I'm arguing for you here. Come on now.
All right, you get 2 for that one. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point?
With your papa.
There's the moment about her mom, and I think her telling everyone the plan is stupid over and over again, and then being the first one out. That's the epitome of her. She's like,
being the first one
I'm
out
okay.
is definitely your drives.
I'm not stupid.
And yeah, there was yep, fuck it, that's 2. I think like telling everyone like getting the fuck out is very stupid. Or the smart thing, and it's very much like a part of her and her background of taking care of herself and making sure that she's safe.
You should be sure to warn everybody about
that is
what was
definitely one.
she could.
Warning everyone definitely would have been more of an empathy thing, I think, for your beliefs. But I will also sort of give you one for checking in on your daddy for your second belief. This was a rough one for everyone here, so I'm gonna be very nice with the experience. So you get 4. Did you struggle with issues from your virtues or traumas during this session? Your virtue is family. You didn't really struggle with your family this session, and you don't have trauma to struggle with.
Thank God.
Yet.
I might after today.
Yet. But so you get a total of 4.
Okay.
Let's do our other restrain. You also rolled a desperate roll. So go ahead and mark it where that goes.
Yes. Resolve.
Did you tackle a challenge with clever morphing or empathy?
Gave Javier my clothes so he wouldn't look so weird. Jaguar out the window.
Yeah, you tuned into your Jaguar for your ability instead of relying on yourself. I will give you that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point?
Didn't leave Tony behind. I was the last one out, so I didn't leave anybody behind. And then the connection with the zoo and my mom, being able to get everyone in there.
Absolutely. Did you struggle with issues from your virtues or during your session? I don't think so. Not this time. You didn't get a trauma yet. You're very close to getting traumatized.
Very close.
But you did not get traumatized. So that's 4 for you as well. Our Battleborn, Tony. So you did not get to roll any desperate moves,
No, I was unconscious at the time.
Yeah. You were unconscious. And in fact, it was like you going unconscious was made everyone else desperate. Did you tackle head on with righteous violence or fury? You did that twice. Without a doubt, when you barreled through the first time and when you went after the Visser, no holds barred, you did that twice. I'm here for this. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
The only thing I have for that is the birds.
Like the Disney princessing up the bird?
Uh-huh. I'm excited because I haven't gotten to do too much with that yet.
What does that play into?
Just that he loves animals and he's gentle and doesn't.
He's a gentle giant despite his righteous fury. All right.
Indeed.
Okay, as your background. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Do you have a second one? Does anyone have a second one for that one? For his beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
When he was telling Riley that this is kind of his business as a,
I
was
what
gonna
position
say
are
the
you?
same
as a
thing.
football
Linebacker,
player, yep,
Yep.
yep,
A defensive line.
defensive line, yeah.
yep, absolutely. I got this. Yeah, that's 4 for sure. That is definitely 4.
Yeah.
And
Next time.
Mine, I think more people should fly was just a magical moment, and I loved it.
Mhm.
And I will say that you definitely struggled with trauma. And the very specific trauma that you are going to have for the future is you are officially afraid of you are afraid of you're gonna have some slight PTSD from this time. Like anytime you see something that looks remotely like Fisher 3, what he turned into will trigger something for you. And I mean that in a very medical term. So the trauma is definitely afraid. And you get 1 from that. So you have a total of 5. Like you and you earned those 5, my dude.
Mhm.
Yep. All right, Prince Charming. Let's go. You did not get to roll any desperate actions because the desperate actions ended because of that crit success that Anna got, and that's okay. I wanted to put y'all in desperate so that y'all could get some. And luckily, your dice did it for me. Did you tackle a challenge that keeps the group united and active against your foes?
I think rerouting the plan to a full onslaught
Mm-hmm.
was redirecting to success.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, responding to the elephant's suggestion and hurtling my body out the window is
Yeah.
focusing on the plan.
I could see that one. The other one I would say is making sure that Tony woke up. Like I would give you 2. Which one would you want to pick for that in case one of them goes into the other one?
Definitely Tony.
Gotcha.
That one of the main things was that I didn't want to leave the area until everybody got out. Otherwise, I was
Yeah.
going to climb back in and fight Visor with my dumb
You would have died.
gorilla hands and
You would
die.
have died.
I know, but it's okay.
You would have died.
Mhm.
So did you express? So that's 2 for sure. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point?
Since we're swapping the Tony thing,
Mm-hmm.
I think for going any battle and just focusing on the target is my beliefs or whatever.
Gotcha.
Gotta
You focus on
do
your
the
target.
mission.
Yeah.
Other than that, I would argue that during, I'm not sure if this counts because it's kind of metaphysical, but during my devil's bargain, willingly deciding that my parents are already in danger, just gonna.
There's that, and there is also acquiring the Yeerk.
Mhm. That's what I was gonna mention.
That's what I would give your second one in.
All right, I'll take it.
You see a tool, an opportunity, and that to win this war, and that drives you.
Man, Javier seems like a real bad dude.
I mean, you've kind of been playing him that way to degrees.
What is your
Yes.
virtue? Hey, but what is your virtue, by the way?
Ambition.
Ambition is your virtue. You didn't struggle with it. Had your ambition been family, that devil's bargain probably would have given you 1. But you didn't struggle with that. So you got 4.
I'll take them. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And with that, everyone, that's a wrap for episode 4 of Morphs in the Swamp, where shit hit the fan and it was wonderful. I want to thank Other Doc for the raid. That was awesome. I want to thank Viv came in with that sub. So thank you, Viv, for a sub. It was, and everyone that kind of hung out here, my mod, Slowpool, and Robin, for getting us through this. I also saw two of my very best friends that I have not seen in from years. So hello Nate and hello Dave. Thank you for coming in and checking us out. As far as the rest of the week goes, we no longer have a Friday game, so just remember that for now. But look forward to maybe a Mask or a Urban Shadows game coming soon. But tomorrow you can catch us for more Blades in the Dark's hack with our fantasy, our Wild West Eldritch Horror Fantasy hack called Nightmares on the Frontier. So that'll be coming up tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Daylight Savings Time, 4 o'clock on the 1-4 Eastern. And then on Saturday at 10:30 a.m., we have pushed it back an extra 30 minutes so that I could sleep. Hopefully we will be back once again with our Emberwind campaign that is all Fem based. It's run by Femmes, played by Femmes, all the characters are Femmes. Nice little steampunky fantasy there. And then you can catch me Sundays on Eva Sarach's channel at 1 o'clock, 1:30 PDT, where I get to play Monster Hearts. I am a teenage Gorgon who may or may not be a part of a bet. So I may or may not be on there, but please go check it. It's because I am getting my shot on Saturday night, so it kind of depends on whether or not I am like okay enough by the next day to play. But that being said, everyone else going in the opposite direction, where can we find you on the internet? What are you doing? All that great stuff.
Hi, I'm Nyx. You can find me on the internet in places as Inky Phoenix. And I'm not really doing anything. This is the only game I'm streaming online. All my other games are in person. If anyone needs a player, hey, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
My turn. You can follow me on Twitter at CryptidDelta. And in terms of things I'm doing, there's a bunch, but all I really care about right now is that you listen to my podcast with my wife, Judging Nerd Culture. We talked about a wonderful bisexual villain the other day, otherwise known as Loki. And
all the
it'd be fun
vibes.
to talk to. Mm-hmm. It'd be lovely to talk with you guys about it too. So that's all I got.
Cool.
I'm Nick. I'm on Twitter at @fell_strike. I'm planning to launch a YouTube channel soon because I've decided I like recording streaming for games and stuff a little more than trying to do it on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not quite done editing things, so it's not quite ready for me to talk about beyond that.
Okay.
And I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, TTRPG streamer. You can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. I have a few things coming up. Every other Sunday, you can find me on Gilded Phoenix playing Cyberpunk Red at 8 p.m. Eastern. Monday night, I will be on Ballad of the Seven Dice, doing the first episode of their The Lost Tower of Ambrosia, which is going to be a very deadly game. I'm probably going to die by a trap. It'll be entertaining at least. Best place to see where I'm streaming and when is by Twitter. And keep an eye out for projects including an upcoming Pathfinder playthrough of Malevolence, a D&D campaign set in the world 1930s technology should be really interesting. And my mind just went blank.
It's okay.
Find me on Twitter.
There you go. Yes, and all of the links are in the chat there for you to follow everybody on their socials. Please check out this amazing cast and all of their amazing projects that they're doing. We are going to go say hello to my friends over at Final Show Films, who I think are playing Hunter or Mage. They usually play World of Darkness around this time. So yeah, we're going to go do that. So everybody, wave bye. We'll see you later.